8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Synth Geekery Show. Here you'll find your mates using the cool gear of no marketing, BS, money side price wash, Synth Quiz and news. So sit back, relax, enjoy your favorite crew. Synth Geekery Show. Synth Geekery's where it's at. So join the channel and come on for a chat.
Hey, we're back and we're streaming back again. So Streamlabs has finally fixed our fault that we had with NDI, and we are back on Twitch and Facebook Live, and I think something else. Can't remember what that was, Trovo or something. No one cares. And YouTube, of course. And let us know if it actually is working, and you can hear the audio, because I haven't touched it. I've just like turned it back on. It works, and hopefully everything doesn't have to change. So yeah, let us know in chat if you can hear it. We are going to go to here. There's no one up the top right hand corner. Okay, we'll go to here then. Who's missing? Ian's missing.
Me.
Ian, why are you missing?
I'm always missing.
Dear me. I'll fix you, don't worry, Ian. Do not fret. There you go, look at that, you're back.
Hey!
Alright, couple of things. We're going to have a bit of fun today. We're going to have a bit of fun with music and play with things and see if we can make a track before the end of the show, or something musical anyway. I don't know if it has to be like a track. It just has to be a creation, a musical creation. It can be an art piece. That's all. You can always call it an art piece and present it that way, and no one will care.
I am overdone with art pieces, I can tell you.
Yeah, I bet you are. I've actually watched a couple of your vids.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a sec. So good news there. Now, before we get stuck into the show, I thought we'd be in for a bit of a treat. And I will say to you guys that over 11 years ago, I made this track. And I thought, why not play it? And everyone can get themselves ready for the show while we sit back and enjoy this for about 2 or 3 minutes, whatever it goes for. It's the wrong day of the week, but I don't care. Here we go. There we go. That was a Tuesday. And actually, the reason why I played it is because I wanted to remind everyone that my entire catalogue is now with Ian, is on Sinner's Music. So all the back old albums like Resolution and all the tracks that are in it, like that one, is over on there. So do go and support Ian and bipartisan supporting me. You know, get the stuff through the Bandcamp, and he's got the Sinner's Music Bandcamp. We'll put the link up in a sec. But yeah, that one I did back about, I probably actually wrote it about 2014. So it's 12 years old now. And the reason why I played it today is because I actually just thought to myself, isn't it cool to play with analog and digital gear together and hardware? And it's just, there was nothing VST, nothing in the computer. I mean, obviously I recorded it in the computer, but there was no VSTs except for the Eminence, because I didn't have one. So I used Dave Spears' GeForce Eminence, and that's a really, really good plugin. So other than that, that was all hardware gear and listed, I think, some of the stuff in there. And the other thing I think I really miss is playing with my SynthAddict, so I'm going to have to probably get that up soon, because the bass on that is just so beautiful. It's just, I don't know. Moog do great bass sounds, don't they?
Yeah, it's a great track, is that, Rance? Because I've played that a couple of times on the radio show.
It's quite good,
really good track. It's a good album.
Yeah, it was like my first crack at the world. So,
yes.
So there's mistakes. There's lots of mistakes. But yeah, I don't know. Like that, to me, how would I describe it? When you sort of know about your sort of regular week, and you get to a Tuesday, usually for most of us, we're working on a Tuesday, right? So Tuesdays are kind of, you've got over the Monday, blues, I guess, and you're sort of, you're regularly working. There was an old saying that people used to say to us in Australia, and I don't know if it's the same in the UK. I bet you it is. It's actually probably from the UK, and that is, we still haven't actually earned any money because we're still paying the tax man on a Tuesday.
I've not heard that before, but it's very true.
So that's where that's where the song title came from. So, and the feeling that you get when you're sort of just, there's different segments in that song. It's not all the same thing repetitively all over the place. And you kind of have, a busy day and a busy night, and it's routine, and it just sort of goes and goes and goes. And that's your Tuesdays. So that's what it was about. My first crack at doing a themed song. Right. We should get cracking. We don't have much news today. This is actually probably good because it gives us time to actually muck around with our synths. We do have a synth quiz, and I probably should start the bot. I haven't actually started the bot yet. And we have, Dennis has been slacking. Probably have to get the union on him. Ian, bring up the union.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
the bot union.
We'll do.
Just waiting for Dennis to pop up, and we do have some funny memes, so that's good. Other than that, I think we're going to just sort of share our journey as we create tracks, I guess. Now, obviously, I think it's going to be a bit difficult for Ian.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
never mind, Ian. It's going to be difficult for me because I can't run it out to play to you.
Fair enough.
And what I realised is, I used to do it. I had my mixer here and I ran it through into Ableton, but my mixer isn't working. I can't run it through into Ableton because it means I'd have to rewire this. I mean, I can do it in the middle of the show, but I think it might all go pear-shaped.
Well, just give it a go. I mean, like I've just turned this thing on here, and I've noticed that half of the modules aren't even plugged in, and I'm going to be really, really suspicious. Yeah. So I've got that, and I haven't used my Echo Force for friggin' forever, and I'm struggling to work out how to use it. It's backwards. I don't know who invented this thing. It is backwards.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've not touched the Echo Force since obviously they did a live set ages ago, and then I switched to the computer, and I put it on the other day because I couldn't come in the studio. I thought, I know this is great. I can put it on me, and I was like, it baffled me for a while.
It is. It's crazy. Like, I was just looking at doing an audio clip before, and I'm like, I can hear it, but I can't hear the recording that I just did in the clip. Where's that gone? Oh my God, this is crazy. And then like it just, touching things and plugging things, and I don't know what it was, but it was just crazy. I think I've got some distortion going on at the moment with my routing, so I don't know. It's going to be perfectly pure, clean, blissful recordings at the moment. These are all the problems we have, that we sit in our little studios and we go, I'm going to play with my synths and record something. And hang on a minute, I've just got a software update to do. I've got to fix this distortion sound.
Yeah, sometimes I start the week saying I'm going to write some music, and sort of after the fourth day, I've sort of good. I can start now. I've solved all those technical problems.
After a week, exactly.
Sometimes
I opened up.
You're too tired.
I opened up A Tuesday, that track that I played before, to have a look about some of the ways I recorded it in Ableton way back when, and I've noticed that there were some VST plugins to the effects of the recorded stuff. So like, for example, the bass has a Scarlet reverb on it, and that plugin is no longer supported by Focusrite. You can't get it anymore, and because it's 32-bit, you can't run it on a modern Mac, so it just doesn't work. And I thought, okay, it's just a reverb, can't be I'll just use the Ableton reverb.
Integral to the sound.
It doesn't sound anything like it. It's like
Yeah.
So so then you Google trying to find out if they've updated it, if they've got a new one out, if it uses the same algorithm. No, that one is literally going to be in the archives, and I'll probably have to set up an old Mac or something to get it going again.
Print your effects.
Oh yeah. I'll do that. Yeah,
I know it's a hard thing to remember to do, but to archive a track, it's difficult when you write a track and it's like, I don't know if this is any good or not. I can't be bothered archiving it, and then you sort of time past to time moves on, and then you find out later on. Actually, I'm really proud of this song. Oh crap, that VST doesn't work anymore. I wish I'd printed the effects afterwards. So there's a cost being self-deprecating.
I don't think of archive. I just write tracks, throw them out, and then that's that. And until someone says, "Can I have that track that you did like 4 years ago?" Oh.
Can I do a remix?
Really.
Can I do a remix? And Daren will say, "No, not really." Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well,
good luck
trying
to
with the live
remix
stuff.
one of
I've
Daren's
never played
tracks.
the same thing. I've never played the same thing twice at a live set because I think people will be bored. But what I forget is there's only like so many people have heard it there, but when I go somewhere else, they've not heard it. But I think because I played it, everyone's heard it. So I write new stuff constantly.
It's the dilemma of the chef in the kitchen. You've got to make the same meal every night and make it fantastic.
That's right.
The other thing too that I noticed with it was that even if you do, make your recordings and you make a master copy and all that sort of stuff, technically that's all you need. If you ever need to go back and reissue it or something like that, you can just go to your original higher quality WAV file that you've mastered. That should be fine. But it's just the journey of going back into the DAW where you've actually done all your stems and everything in there, and just seeing the original recordings and how they were done, and just how everything's broken. It's just all broken.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. I was actually amazed that Ableton even opened it up, because it was, like I said, 11 years old. So it was probably, what was that, Daren? That would probably be Ableton 8.
That'd be 8.
Yeah, that'd be 8. Yeah. So it's still
but
open.
That's the good thing about Ableton. It will open all the stuff, and which is amazing, to be honest, when you think about it. It'll all open up really old stuff. Okay, it might not have the same effects, but what it'll do is it'll put the effects as the original ones on. If it's an Ableton effect, that is. I'm not talking about third parties, and then give you the option to transfer it to the new Ableton effect that's taking its place, which is was good. Because a few of the tracks have ended up doing that. I've used Ableton reverbs and stuff, and it's obviously changed over the time, but it'll let me.
Absolutely, yeah. And it jails off all the VSTs that don't work and not supported anymore. It'll just show this can't find it or whatever it says. So it still shows you the original audio. It just doesn't route it through the effect. But like I said, Chris,
always save MIDI as well, because that was something I kept switching everything from MIDI into audio. Sometimes, and I didn't bother keeping the MIDI, which was fine. But then occasionally you come back and you go, how did I get that sequence? Because I can't, you can't, because there's so much going on in the sequence, you can't remember how the MIDI went because there's so many effects going over the top. And it's good to have the basic MIDI if you've done it via that way.
Yeah, exactly.
As we say all this, and we never do it because we'll all be like...
I throw all my old MIDI clips to the end of the timeline, so I keep on pushing them further right, which is a pain in the ass when you're actually writing because you have to keep on moving your MIDI clips that go away. But you thank yourself later on, put it that way, when you go, ooh, I've still got it somewhere. So yeah, I've got a messy DAW just screen or projects, but that's so I can get a whole lot of old stuff back again, which I guess 9 times out of 10 you don't need, but 1 in 10. So
yeah, I mean, one of the things that you can do in Ableton is you can create what they call an external instrument, and other DAWs have a very similar thing, but they call it something else. It's pretty much the same thing. It's what it is it's a combined audio and MIDI track where it combines the two together. And I guess the negative side of it is if you do everything that way in Ableton, you technically aren't capturing all the bits independently. So down the track, if you're wanting to open this thing up 12 years later, it may not play ball. So I tend to not use external instruments as a general rule. I will actually record MIDI as a separate MIDI track and audio as a separate audio track. And it's a bit painful to do that because you can't merge things together, but it's worth it in the long run, I feel.
Yeah, I do something similar. I record my tracks onto a dedicated audio track, and then I usually have a lot of audio tracks above that ready to push things into. So I just push stuff over as I've recorded it. I find these days I'm doing less and less like needing to re-record things. I tend to concentrate on the instrument I'm trying to get a performance from or a particular sound from and not move on to anything else until I finish that. And sometimes I go, I've got to go back. I've worked out what I did wrong, or I want the sound to be slightly different now, or I heard a mistake or something. And then I'll try and go back. Yeah, that can be a bit of pain. But that's just the way I work. Sometimes I take a really long time to do things because of that. That's okay for me.
Well, that's just track evolution too, because you can change your mind halfway through making your track.
Oh, absolutely. Change my mind all the time.
I tend to use MIDI less. I use audio a lot, and I always have done, so I can go back. I mean, obviously, the effects are usually VSTs, but the actual basic audio tracks are all still there. You know, if I've done drums, proper drums, then there'll be like 6 tracks of drums that I can then remix. I'm not so worried about the VSTs disappearing, because if I'm going to come back and remix it anyway, then there's new plugins out there. They're probably going to sound better because they're mainly effects, so I don't worry about that so much. Yeah, and I don't do anything special.
I think it depends on. It depends. Yeah, it depends whether you're using it as a creative effect. For example, if you're doing vocal transformation, there is no sort of substitute for that particular plugin
that's true.
You ran on that day that made that particular sound. So it's depends.
The other thing too is because I'm working a lot in Eurorack, there is no MIDI, and unless I use MIDI to CV, which there is, but there is no MIDI. So what do? Do I record the CV? Which I could do because I have the ability to do that, but that's a bit of a pain to do. Not a massive pain. It's just like an extra step. So I've never really done that on purpose. I've only ever done that just to prove that I can. But it's not been a process that I've done. And I don't really know how good that will be if I had to replay it. So yeah, I haven't actually tried that. It's going to very much
depend on how housekeeping. It's probably going to depend on housekeeping. So unless you're recording, say, 4 tracks for CV, you either got to label them very, very well so that you can get back to it God knows how long later, or you got to write it down in a little notepad, and you can probably read your scrawly writing later on. But I mean, the things.
I don't
Plans,
I don't
plans,
keep
plans,
I don't keep
practice.
notes of every single track that I make, but the ones that get published commercially, like Ian's got, I've got a book where I've written down, what instruments I've used, if there's presets, what the presets are, if there's
God, you're too organised. I don't do any of
sort of
that. I just write the track. I either like it or don't, and that's that.
Hey, YouTuber's not
I
working.
do that all the time. I have A4 books that
Copy and
know
paste.
Was working.
that I've used.
Says it's not
Everyone was
working.
in the chat.
Oh, there we go. It's back now. That was weird.
So I think it's quite
See if
useful
we're-
to be able to go back and look at a previous project and what you know. I mean, because in the past I've used plugins where there've been demo versions, so you can't save the presets. So I'd have to write down the presets. Because next time you reopen it, it's going to be, you're going to have to put it all in again. So I quite like having books for, and I have probably half a dozen books, usually A4, but I'm starting to use slightly smaller books.
I use A4, like
That's-
a wire bound, note
exactly.
thing that like a uni notebook sort of thing.
Yeah,
That's what I use.
These.
yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
But mine's A4.
I mean,
for
I
my
always bring a
tracks,
notebook
A4.
with me. I mean, this is
small.
this is tiny by comparison, but because I'm travelling, and it's got things like chords and stuff that I've written down and all sorts of things. But in the studio there'll be a bigger version of that.
Yeah, and then if you're using analog gear that doesn't have any patch memory on it, I take photos, especially Eurorack. So I've got like photos after photos after photos of patches. And the other thing too is if you ever have to redo a patch, because you might think, oh, I might do that one again, and just slightly modify it or whatever, you'll never ever get it sounding exactly the same.
No.
Because you can't photograph that very minuscule movement on that tiny little potentiometer that you've twisted.
Some pots can move.
Yeah, well, there's
So you
heat.
go in.
I end up taking photographs of the instrument settings because sometimes I'll change them for a particular sound, so I'll take a whole photograph of the instrument.
Indeed.
It's mainly global settings.
Well, guys, guess what we're going to do now? We are going to get cracking into the show. I think we'll start today off with the synth quiz because I want to get that early. Yes. Hopefully it's all cleared, and I think Dennis said it was okay. So let's go with the first clue.
Go, Dennis.
Factory SysX excludes real-time editing is your first clue for the synth quiz. I mean, that could be quite a few, since it probably gives you an idea of the age, maybe, possibly. Yeah. There's your first clue. Anyway, we are going to go to memes. Hooray! Starting off, no, that was last week's. Why is that not refreshed? Refresh! Boom. Starting off with this one. Is that the right one to start off with? No, it's not. But anyway, let's start off with this one. How's that sound? There we go. I think I need another rack synth. Says Wagoo to himself every day. In brackets, I haven't turned half of them on in 3 years. This is actually a photo of inside his, this is just a tiny portion of his place that he's got there.
It's just it's just one tiny. It's just a doorway, I believe. Yeah.
Notice that it's holding the roof up.
Isn't it? Is it?
Yes, exactly.
A couple of Marshall.
Couple of Marshall guitar
Yes.
amps there. Yep.
Yeah, they're the 800. I think they're the 800s, aren't they?
Oh, they're nice. Whatever they are, they're nice. Whatever you do, do not ever put your beer on one. I remember this roadie going absolute off his nut at this guy once who was just drinking a beer, and I think it was after a gig, and he put his beer on the Marshall amp. Ooh, that was the end of the world for him.
I had I played a gig, and luckily the PA didn't belong to us, but this guy literally was at the front of the stage. It's quite a big gig, and he just took his pint and poured it into the monitor.
Oh my
from
god!
stage. You know.
Has he got a death wish?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the next one. The next one, hooray, is Johann Sebastian Bach and Johann Sebastian Front.
Sebastian Front. Ho, 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 ho.
Yes, that one was about as funny as a fluctuance in an elevator.
Sick.
Right, VST is the path to the dark side. VST leads to analog. Analog leads to modular. Modular leads to suffering.
Suffering.
Suffering it is.
Suffering you did it.
This one's a bit hard to see, so I'll just read it to you. Artist, can you make me a house beat? Me, got you. Now what this is, I might see if I can make it bigger for you guys. What this
Picture of a house.
is actually a DAW.
Oh,
And
that is
that's-
very clever.
That's all the different,
Yeah.
notes in the
crap.
track.
Yeah, it's a piano roll used as a bitmap.
That's cool, isn't it?
That's very cool.
I like that.
Very
That's
cool.
Mm.
And last but not least is from Steve. I like my synths like I like my coffee. All I have to do is just look at the top of the building and
Yes.
you get the idea why.
Yes. Is that Heaven 17 Street? Or...
Does it say that? Oh, no, it says 17.
No, it just says 17th Street.
okay.
Yeah, I thought.
Let me just put the poll options in. 2 more to go. House, beat, and coffee. We'll just call it coffee. And we'll release the bot. The bot is released. Guys, vote for your best meme this week. Let's go back to our picture so we're not stuck on that one. It is 0 for another rack, which is Wagoo's corner of his house. 1 is for Bark Front. 2 is for Dark Side. 3 is for House Beat. And 4 is for Coffee without the E. Sorry, I typed very quickly. Coffee. If you like typos, vote for.
Yeah.
Can I edit it? No. Interesting results so far. We've got 10 votes, so we could stop at any time now, but there's a clear winner. So
Absolutely.
yeah, there's a clear winner here. Not as many as I would have hoped, though. Oh, hang on a minute. We've got one sneaking up just behind it. You never know. Well, wait for one more vote. Oh, jeez. Oh no. I'm gonna have to stop it because we've got a 2-way tie,
Yeah.
and I like doing these things.
Wow.
Yeah, here we go. The winner is a 2-way tie between Dark Side and House Beat, each of 5 votes. There you go. Both of them actually did really well.
Cool.
Nice job. There we go. Now, we do have one item of news, so we might as well roll the stinger for news in, and we'll just do the one item of news.
Okay.
And we'll get through this pretty quickly because there's not really much we can say about it other than the fact that it's a leak. It's a leak. Call your plumber, everybody. Indeed, it's a leak. Arturia Drum Freak leak. Yes, it is actually.
Sure, it's not April 1st.
What made me laugh about this leak is, for example, Tom at Synth Anatomy had a massive page up about this during the week. It might have even been later this week or whatever it was. It's down now. He's obviously been asked to take it down.
All right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
the Reddit post where I've got these photos from hasn't been taken down though, so that's good. Anyway, these are a couple of photos of this thing. Let's just go through them. There's the back with the SD card. Upside down, Miss Jane, all the electrons are going to fall out. There
Looks a
is
bit
a nice, no knobs, no knob caps.
Yeah, and the USB doesn't quite line up with the back, so it looks like a prototype.
This looks more like a finished product, though. It looks like a beta type.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's sort of what I meant. It's sort of the final fit test, or the machine.
Yeah, I
fit
reckon
test.
it is. This looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Now,
This is
a couple of
probably
close-ups.
going straight to CE for electrical testing.
So we got a couple of different outputs there. It's very
And obligatory air vents, because all arterias run hot. Ka-ching!
yes. Anyway, that is it. Which one's the better one? That one there, I feel. That one's the better one, isn't it? Yeah. So, what are we looking at here, guys? This is their third, or is their fourth drum machine? Actually, technically, it's their fifth if you include Spark.
One
Yeah.
software, 2 hardware.
You got the
So this would be
drum boot,
Fourth.
Impact, this Spark, and what's the other thing they did? There's something else. So maybe
did
it's their
nothing?
fifth or their fourth. Anyway, whatever it is, we don't really care. It's just a number. This is probably going to be maybe a similar sort of engine to what the Mini Freak has or the Micro Freak has, would be my guess, which is like their Freak. They've got a Freak range and they've got a Brute range, right?
Yeah.
So they'd have to
you
stay
reckon it's
homage.
probably digital in nature.
Yeah, but usually they have a little analog twist to their digital stuff with the Freak stuff.
Yeah, they usually have a filter or something on the end
Yeah.
we could play with. But this might be something more sophisticated.
I
Hopefully, fingers.
have a feeling it's got a sampler in it, or a sample player, I should say. Because you've got the SD slot on the back. I just have a feeling
Absolutely.
it's got to do with that. So you could pretty much put your own. I think you can put your own samples in there and trigger those.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be analog emulation and samples together.
Yeah. What would be interesting though is to see someone do a drum machine that introduces something that no one's done before in a drum machine,
Yeah.
because we haven't seen that for a while.
I mean, you could argue this could be it. I mean, I sat here thinking, do we really need another drum machine? But if it's drum freak, excuse me. So I am struggling with fringe flu as we are speaking.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Everybody's got a bloody cold up here because it's Scotland. So I want to hear it like everybody else, really. Before I don't want to buy another drum machine, but if it's so different to anything else I've got, then take my cash.
I mean, it looks interesting with that little touchpad on the left. Would you guys agree? That's like a interesting. What are they going to be doing with that? The touchpad, like an XY, maybe, an effects thing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit Korg-esque.
very-
That
Yeah, I was going to say it's very electro-like, isn't it? That part
or
of it.
chaos pad, like yeah. So interesting to know what they're going to do with that. I'm just having a bit of a scan on the chat because there has been some chins wagging on socials about this for the last couple of days. Anyway, that's for sure. So,
You see,
Yeah,
I
maybe-
love the micro freak that I've got. I want the mini freak, so let's have the whole set. If it's that,
but collect
Weird
them
and
all.
wonderful.
Oh, do we have a collect
Yeah.
them all? We do. We have a collect them all sticker. There it is. Collect them all.
yeah.
I have a feeling that it's going to be sample based analog filter, some sort of bizarre cool effects regime with that XY pad. And what I'm hoping, because that's all been done before by heaps of other people, so nothing like knocking my head off my shoulders there yet. But what I'm hoping is something really unique with the sequencer. Like maybe if they could incorporate some interesting new ideas with the sequencer without copywriting someone else's ideas. I don't know. Some people mentioned in chat, it'd be nice if they did it like the machine drum from Electron.
Parameter P-locks and things like that. I didn't see any analog outs, though, CV outs or drum outs. So that's an interesting choice. Because, you know, my immediate thought is, and will it play nicely with the modular?
It's hard to read that.
Yeah, they've gone. Yeah, it is hard to read.
What's those?
Sync in, sync out.
Top end.
Use, you know, TRS
Yeah.
MIDI in, TRS MIDI in.
Yeah, and there's the
It
MIDI.
could. Actually, no, it's a big MIDI.
If you look a bit further on, looks like there's a 5-pin DIN.
Yeah, that's what we're just saying. Yeah.
So so this could be CV or just sync.
I reckon there'll be sync in and sync out
Yeah.
because that looks like sync. 4 letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing any BeatStep Pro type modular competition within the family from this, at least based on these photos.
And then obviously that SD card it's got me wondering what's going on there as well. Is that other photo?
Well, yeah, I think you definitely have to be right because they've done firmware updates and various other things normally through USB. So they only need an SD card if they want to actually get large amounts of storage. So I guess it could be some form of master recording. I don't see that very often. But yeah, more likely I reckon it's sample memory.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the news. It's been quiet this week.
It's a good one though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good speculation.
Good to
That's
have a
quite a
little.
good one, yeah.
Good to have a leak to talk about. Yeah. So what we might do now is, Ian, do you want to do your segment?
Yep.
And we'll get that out of the way. And while Ian's doing a segment, Chris and I, we can start, mucking around with our synths. I'll make sure there's nothing coming through so you can't hear anything.
Okay. Cool.
Here we go.
Mute me, baby.
So welcome to the 15th of August. It's a shorter one this week because, to be fair, I've not had a massive amount of time. But thanks to Steve Smith for sending his input, and half of it came from him anyway. So 1934, Bobby Bird was born, who's an American soul and funk musician, and a singer-songwriter, pianist, producer, and band leader. Bird was a key figure in the development of James Brown's sound and was a member of the famous the Famous Flames. His recordings include I Know You Got Soul, Hot Pants, I'm Coming, and you've got that's a really dodgy title, isn't it? Hot Pants, I'm Coming, don't go there. And You've Got to Change Your Mind. Jumping to 1946, Jimmy Webb was born today. Jimmy Webb was an American songwriter, composer, and pianist. He wrote some famous songs of the 60s and 70s, including By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Wichita Lineman, Galveston, MacArthur Park, Up and Away, Worst That Could Happen, and All I Know. I do know that when he tried to first of all sell his songs, I think he was about 17 or 18, some of the sort of record producers that he went to said that his songs were too weird to be famous. His songs were recorded by Glenn Campbell, The Fifth Dimension, Richard Harris, Frank Sinatra, Art Garfunkel, Linda Ronstadt, and many others. He was also an accomplished pianist and arranger. Jumping to 1953, born today, Yorkshire musician, Brendan Croker. Now, a lot of you might not have heard of Brendan. He recorded 5 albums under his own name and was occasionally with his backing band, the 5 O'Clock Shadow. I saw Brendan play in the tiniest of folk clubs to about 15 of us, and he was absolutely amazing. I think he was either from Bradford or Leeds, that area, from West Yorkshire. He was also a member of the Notting Hill Billies. He recorded with Eric Clapton, Tina Takenham, Mark Knopfler, and he died due to complications of leukemia on the 10th of September 2023 at the age of 70. 1955, Elvis Presley attended a meeting in Memphis with his manager, Colonel Tom Parker, Bob Neal and Vernon Presley, at which a new contract was signed, naming Colonel Parker as the special advisor with control of virtually every aspect of Elvis's career. Parker was not a real colonel at all. He was a Dutch immigrant with his real name. Here we go with the names thing, people. Andreas Cornelius van Kluck, I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. He was an honorary title, was the colonel business, and it was given to him in 1948 by the governor Jimmy Davis of Louisiana. He was a flamboyant promoter, some might say huckster, and before experiencing, looking after Elvis, he had a show called The Great Parker Pony Circus and Tom Parker and his Dancing Turkeys. He was a veteran of carnivals, medicine shows and various other entertainment enterprises. Also birthday today, the very brilliant Matt Johnson. Born in 1961, Matt Johnson, founder, singer, songwriter and multi-instrumentalist of The. He became the Britain's most distinctive alternative band with songs like Uncertain Smile, This Is the Day, Heartlands, Infected and Kingdom of Rain. Johnson's early versions of the included synth player Keith Laws and Welsh musician and composer and a friend of mine, Steve Parry, who I produced a track with in 2019 on my 96th Day of the Year album. We played a live track on that album, me and Steve. Jump into 1962, Lennon and McCartney drove from Liverpool to Skegness to ask Ringo Starr to join the Beatles. Starr, who'd been playing a residency with Rory Storm and the Hurricanes at Butlins, Butlins of all places. Anyway, you take the gigs where you can get them, don't you? Shortly before, Starr had agreed to join King Size Taylor in Hamburg, as Taylor had offered him 20 quid a week. Now in 1962, 20 quid a week's pretty good money, I guess. But Lennon and McCartney upped that offer to 25 quid a week, so Starr decided to join the Beatles. Jumping to 1965, Beatles made history at New York Shea Stadium as they performed in front of 55,600 fans, the largest concert attendance at the time. The band's set list include Twist and Shout, Ticket to Ride, Help. Amongst famous attendees were Mick Jagger and Keith Richards of their Rolling Stones. 1967, Jimi Hendrix Experience played a one-night show at the Fifth Dimension Club in Ann Arbor in Michigan. The club closed its doors a year later on October 68 with a final performance featuring local punk pioneers MC5 and some band called the Stooges. Never heard of them. The club is now demolished. I have heard of the Stooges. I've seen the Stooges. They're brilliant. Or they were brilliant, although some of them were still alive. 1969, the Woodstock Festival kicked off in Max Jager's farm in Bethel in New York. Approximately 400,000 fans trekked to the 3-day event to see acts like Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Jimi Hendrix, Santana, Grateful Dead, Joe Cocker, Janis Joplin, Jefferson Airplane and a whole load of others. Billed as 3 days of peace and music, Woodstock offered the counterculture generation a respite amid the Vietnam War and unrest at home, and would become the defining moment of the era, as well as the iconic milestone in pop culture history. The festival will be captured in a subsequent documentary, the 1970s Woodstock, which is a good film if you've never seen it, as well as the best-selling soundtrack album of the film. Jumping to 1975, shock horror, Pete Gabriel left Genesis. He officially announced the departure from Genesis. Gabriel's departure followed the band's Lamb Down on Broadway era, and he was eventually replaced by some drummer called Phil Collins. I know that he was he was unhappy in the band on the last tour that he did of Lamb Lies Down, and the band were unsympathetic to the fact that his wife had just had a baby, and I think relationships with certain members of the band were strained, to say the least, at that particular time. They obviously made up later. 1979, Led Zeppelin released In Through the Outdoor. Never heard it. It was the band's 8th and final studio album, released in the lifetime of drummer John Bonham. Keyboardist and bass player John Paul Jones played a particularly prominent role in the album, playing synthesizers such as the CS80 exclusively on In the Evening and Carousel Llama. Also in 1979, the futuristic satire film Americathon, never heard of it until now, never seen it, probably never want to, premiered in Los Angeles featuring Meatloaf. The soundtrack including songs by the Beach Boys, Nick Lowe and Elvis Costello. It could be a classic, but how come we've never heard of it? 1980, AC/DC released You Shock Me All Night Long, the first single from the brilliant Back in Black album. It featured the new vocalist Brian Johnson from that there up Newcastle way, and it became the band's signature song and one of the most recognisable hard rock songs of the 1980s. 1981, Pat Benatar, Precious Time album came out. It's the third studio album, and it reached number 1 in the US Billboard Top 200. It became her only US number 1 album, and it includes Fire and Ice, Promises in the Dark, and her version of Helter Skelter, which I have to say is not the best version of Helter Skelter, but you've got to love Pat Benatar, really. 1991, Paul Simons played a free concert to 1 million fans in New York City's Central Park. 1992, In Excess went to number 1 in the UK charts with their 8th studio album, which I do own, which is Welcome to Whoever You Are. The first UK number 1 album, and it's the first album by an Australian artist to debut in the UK album charts number 1 since AC/DC's Back in Black, released in 80. The album features the UK hit Heaven Sent, Baby Don't Cry and Beautiful Girl. 1995, Garbage released their debut album. Garbage are absolutely brilliant. I've got every album they've ever put out. And it's the self-titled album. The album was produced the major singles Only Happy When It Rains, Stupid Girl, Queer and Milk. Go listen to it if you've never heard it. It's fantastic. 1995, the Dublin hotel owned by U2. Who knew that U2 were owning hotels? It's some place called the Clarence. Was damaged by a fire which took 3 hours to control. I don't believe U2 were there at the time. Also, the Kitchen nightclub, which is the same building, was affected by the fire and had to be evacuated. 2007, 16 solo John Lennon albums were made available to download on YouTube for the first time. A deal was approved by the late Beatles' White Widow, Yoko Ono, following a lengthy legal battle between the labels Apple Corps and Apple Inc., who owned iTunes. 2008 sadly saw the death of record producer Jerry Waxler, who was instrumental in shaping the mid-century R&B landscape and actually coined the term rhythm and blues in the 1940s. He died at the age of 91. He produced some of the most iconic hits in history, including Aretha Franklin's Respect and Wilson Pickett's In the Midnight Hour. 2020, Taylor Swift's surprise 8th studio album, Folklore. Not a fan of Folklore, really. It's not her best work. Broke the world record at the biggest opening day on Spotify for an album by a female artist. The album would later become the highest selling album of the year. I bet she didn't have to worry about the 1,000 plays. Not you. Anyway, 2025, Oasis were number 1 on the UK charts with the compilation album Time Flies, 1994 to 2009. Never heard it, never want to. First released in June 2010 by Big Brother Recordings, the album contained 27 UK singles released by the band between 94 and 2009. The band kicked off the Oasis live tour, and in fact when I was here last year they were bloody here the weekend we were here, which because in everywhere you went was full of Fringe fans but Oasis fans as well. So yeah, they kicked off in the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales. and the first show in 16 years. The group's became the group's third best-selling album after What's the Story, More in Glory, and Definitely Maybe. I would just avoid it. I haven't done the charts because I'm sure it hasn't changed, but I do know that the film of the month or the film of the week everywhere is Spider-Man Flies Again or something like that. Anyway, it's absolutely massive. It's going to be it's already taken 1.5 billion everywhere, and that was today, 15th of August.
I think I'm paranoid. Yeah, absolutely. Garbage is fantastic.
I love garbage. Always have done.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, can you hear this?
No.
Good. That means the routing is off. Right. Now, if I want to turn it on, I should be able to do that through... that. Now you can hear it?
Yep.
Good, right. Good. Daren, how are you going?
I'll do hand claps, shall I? Yeah, so.
let's say I'm going.
I've got the camera back. Hooray! We've got the PDZ camera back. Hello. Look at all the, the meth it's been doing and lost teeth. It's just really... no. I've got a couple of modules sitting here that I need to put in there, but I don't know if I can be bothered for today. And I don't even think I'm going to use that side. I'm just going to use this side here. So I'm just thinking like that. Can hear that, Chris? Can still hear that, Chris. Or is that Daren?
Is that me?
That might be you,
Oh,
Daren.
that might be me.
Okay.
I might be having something.
It's not you, Chris. It was Daren. He's just messing with us. Right, now, what was I going to do? I was going to go to this view. I absolutely can't stand overhead cameras because of that reason. You can't help but see everything that's on that. What is going on? And it's out of focus too. Why is it out of focus? It's weird, isn't it? Why are you so bad, camera? Is it dirty? Do I need to clean it? Is it a dirty camera? No, it's just out of focus. It just wants to be crap all day long. Oh dear. Anyway, maybe if I zoom out. It's just not focusing at all, is it? Anyway, right. So what I was talking about before with Akai Force is this is kind of just really weird. So if you want to set up an audio clip, right? So you want to play something through the Akai Force and you want to set it up as an audio clip. First thing you've got to do is choose the audio channel, in which case, input 2. And you've got to set this, notice how it's on merge. This is kind of weird. So it's got these options for the audio monitor. You've got off, in. So in you can hear everything. Auto, it just doesn't work at all. Merge is the one I feel makes more sense for me. Daren will probably agree. And then obviously the output is where you want to send the clip.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of annoying. You've got to set all that up, right? Now, this is not going to be my track as such, but if I go to Mixer, there you go. You can see some audio coming in. Why is that not focusing? Why are we so... Let me just go out of here. I'm just going to get my camera to focus. Focus is on auto. That is weird. Focus is on auto. if I turn it on manual. You know what? I turn it on manual and it's behaving better. There we go. So there's manual focus, right? It's behaving better. Anyway, so I don't know who that is.
Oh, this is the problem. I'm gonna have to mute myself.
Yeah, you have to mute yourself. All right, now let me do it so you guys can hear this. Good. Right. So you guys can see the audio there. Yeah. Okay. Now, if I go to back to here and I set this to in. Okay. I should be able to hear that. Why can't I hear it? Okay, now you can hear it. Now, if I go back to here and set this to merge, I should be able to hear it still. Yeah, good. Right. So what I want to do is I want to show you how stupid this is. It's just, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. There's probably some system that this is following that they thought was a good idea at the time. So if I set this to in, right, I'll arm the track. So we're going to go record. It's armed. I'll click record here. We'll go to clips, right? And then I'll start recording. Don't know what. That'll do. All right, so it's done. Stop. If I go into here, no, not that. If I go into stop, hold it down, edit clip. You can see there's the audio that I just recorded there, right? It took me a little while to record it, but let's say we want it to start there. That'll do. Okay, done. And loop it. Done. All right, so go back to the matrix. If I press play and I hit that to launch that clip, it's playing, but you can't hear it, right? It's ridiculous. I've got to go into here and either turn the monitor off. Now you'll hear it, right? So that's the clip that you're hearing now. So I'll press stop. But if I'm playing something back on the input, I can't hear it. So you have to actually set it. For me, it makes more sense to be set to merge, because now if I play something on the synth, that's the synth, or if I play the clip.
Still not hearing the clip.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I can hear it, but you guys, there you go. That's the clip, right? There. I'm just going to mute Daren for a sec. So I'm playing it really high. So you can hear me playing the synth at the same time as that clip being playing. So that's the synth playing. And that's the clip playing. So that makes more sense, don't you think? That should be the default. Don't you agree? I don't even know why that is not set to that as a default. You should be able to hear the clip that you've just recorded, and you should also be able to hear the audio coming in at the same time. And obviously you should be able to set it to turn it off as well, like you can. But by default, it should be merge. Anyway, I just find that really infuriatingly frustrating. So the synth is hot. Yeah, I know. I've got a distortion problem. That's not me, by the way. That's Daren. Or
No, that was me. No, that was me. I can't contribute.
no, that's Chris that we can hear. So I've just unmuted those so you guys can. So I've just unmuted those guys now so you can't hear them. And so analog synths sound really, really, really horrible when they just don't have any effects on them. I mean, that's a raw analog synth. So, you know, what do you do with it? Well, in Akai Force, you can actually just use the effects in Akai Force. They're not too bad, actually. So, like if we were to delete this, I'm going to delete this crappy clip that I did before because it was really bad. Delete. Good. If we were to I've got an arpeggiator going, so I'm going to turn that off so we can just right, so if we can assign an effects to this, we go into the mixer, right? And then we've got effects over here. And we can actually just hit plus. And these are effects that we can load in on the track. You've also got sends as well. So what should we do? Should we do like a... Look at all the effects in this thing. It's crazy. So I think we should just probably do like a little reverb on it. So that was Chris. So just like a medium reverb is probably fine, right? So let's just choose that. And you select it, and there it is there. You don't even really notice it much, but you click on it like that, and it brings you up this dialogue. And then you've got presets here. So you can just play with the presets, and it just sets it all for you. Almost sounds like a different synth, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You've really just changed the whole sound of that synth. And obviously you can, with these, you can set the dry and wet here. So if you don't want it so... So it's a bit more subtle. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And that's part of the mixer. So you got, see all these settings here with the mixer. You've got volume, pan, sends, effects, I/O. So that's just all part of the mixer. And also with the mixer, I don't know if you can see, but just below these, you got these Q links. So for example, that Q link there, you can actually change how it's mapped by pressing this knobs button here. And it brings up this whole dialogue here, but just by default that's mapped to the volume. See how I can now really finely adjust the volume, so it's actually a proper mixer. So and it's pretty cool. Anyway, go back to the Matrix. So let's record. I feel before I want to start anything, I would like to get like a beat going. So I think we need to go drums, right? Now, this is the other thing that frustrates me about Akai Force. If you want to add a drum, you've first got to add your drum track, and then you load your drum kit through here.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bit annoying. these. It's all housey stuff. Let's just load that because I can't be stuff going through this all day. So that's now loaded that into here, into our, because you can actually see it says future, whatever it was, future house or something. And the other cool thing too is you can't see it because I haven't got the camera on it, but down below on the pads, you've got your, all the pads are mapped out to the kit. And that's just on that one track there. So I can actually finger drum if I want. If I move out a little bit, you'll be able to see it. The pads are there. These are the pads. It's in the grid, right? So, I got a couple of options. Sorry, I've probably pressed the wrong sample there. I just pressed stop. Right. So with this, you can click step sequencer here, and now these are the instruments on the right side here. This is your step sequence grid here, and these are the live play here, right? So if I want to go, for example, I'm going to have to set this as an 8 bar or 16 bar or whatever. I'll find this out very, very rudely in a sec. But if I want to just do the kick, I would just go like this. Now I've just found out that that's actually not the entire thing, right? So I've got to click edit, and then you'll see in here I've got to then bring this whole thing back probably to 2. And now that should just give me a very simple grid to play with, right? So now I can do the, right, so we can just do. I find it a really cool way of doing drums. I want to record that, so instead of me actually recording in the step, I can record it. So that's now just recorded that in. So you don't have to do step sequencer stuff, you can record. So it's a bit of both. I actually, this is where I think both the MPC and the Akai Force are just friggin' amazing machines. So this is where I've stopped whinging and I've now given it a massive pat on the back. So there you go. I've just got a beat. Now, the thing with that beat is we never ever want to have the same beat, do we guys? Right? So we don't want to have the same beat. So the thing you can do with it is you can copy that, right? And then you can paste it. Is it going to let me paste it there? So now it's pasted that whole beat there. But now I can now edit that, and I can take out parts that I don't want, right? So you guys can see that's the arrangement there. So, but I actually find it easier to do it on the let's say I want to take out the kicks. So that's now just taking the kick out. And we go back to the clip launcher. Put the kick back in. Take the kick out. I just find that really, really simple to do. So I find progressing on a force very, very simple, especially with drums and also clips as well. So yeah, now record something into it is what I've got to do next. By the way, that's a VCS3 if you're wondering. Not really. It's a VCS3 bi-feedback modules. That's a VCS3 oscillator with VCS3 filter. They have used the VCS3 components in it, so you might as well say it's a VCS3. But yeah. Yeah. So there's a couple of different ways I can do this. So if I had MIDI mapped to my modular, I'd be able to add a MIDI track here. You can add MIDI tracks, this one over here, and I could then do a step sequence or a player keys or whatever, and then I could map that. I could actually map it straight out. I could even do a CV sequence. There's a CV sequencer. There's actually CV ports on the back. I don't know. Maybe we should try that. But for now, I've got Ableton set up over here on the computer. So Ableton's actually set up here, and I've got my KeyStep 37, which is actually a little keyboard that I find easier to use, so I can record live playing into my my audio clip here, which is what I'm going to do. So we've got drums going now, so we've got something that we can listen to while we're playing. So launch that. Now on this one, we're going to arm this, which we have. So we want to craft this sound a bit more. Let's craft this so it's more of a bass. Let's just do it in the key. You see, I'm just being lazy today. All right, we arm it. We click record. And now we recorded that into the force. That's how easy it is to get stuff going. So that's basically how I'm going to progress through this evening. That's my plan. I want to use some other sounds, but I don't want to pollute these guys at the same time. So I just thought I'd show you sort of a little bit of behind the scenes of how I'm going to do it. And while I'm doing it, I can mute the sounds, so I know you guys don't have to listen to it now. All right, now it's muted. You guys can't hear anything, right? Cool. Yep. So definitely can't hear this drum. No?
Nope.
Good.
Nope.
All right, let's get some sounds happening. What to do? Now, Daren and Chris, there's all the sounds coming from them right now. That's Chris's that you can hear. That's Daren, you can hear. I've just muted them for a sec. Guys, wave like at the camera if you wanna say something, right? And I'll unmute you. And then Ian, you and I are kind of, you're okay. We've got.
It's fine. I could use a GeoShred if it stops trying to load.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it would
Go
sound
for
like
it.
this.
I like it.
Violin, maybe. So Daren's waving Ranz.
Go, Daren.
I was just saying, Ian, Ian, is that what you use with your MPE on the iPad?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Normally use it on the iPad with the instrument. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
MPE, yeah.
hi,
What was
Andy.
it?
You guys.
Look who's had a sleep in, everyone.
Yeah, I had
GeoShred.
bedhead mess.
GeoShred.
It's made by Jordan Rudess. It's his app. It's really good.
Actually, it's
got
made by a
some
guy
really
in the Bay Area who worked with Jordan Rudess.
Yeah.
There's a local guy here who made it.
It's really good. But things like, it's got a very accurate things like a tenor sax, so. It's a bit difficult to play it this close to me.
It's the cheapest way to get swan instrument. It's very good.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm not saying anything yet, but my live rig snippets may even have some MPE in it.
You need an instrument. It's a small one.
Ranz, can you, if you've got Ableton open, can't you sample? We can send you some stuff and you can sample it and then you can mess about with it. Because I can't do that as my setup is at the moment.
Yeah, you can send me stuff. Absolutely.
I was going to say, and then you can.
I've never ever played with that assign A and B thing on the Force. Is it really as simple as clicking assign A and then sliding it to clicking assign B and I don't know, changing something?
I've just called Siri up somehow.
I don't think it's working. Oh yeah, it does. Here we go. So. Okay, easy stuff. So, Andy, you're more than welcome to jump in and muck around with whatever you've got. I know you used your machine.
Is there Is there like a theme or a
No, nothing.
listed
No.
anything?
No.
Not a key, nothing?
No, just do anything you
A
want.
scale?
Yep.
Okay.
Makes it even easier. Do anything you want. We've probably got about an hour left to do it, so we're going to have to get moving.
Well, I'll probably do something like Ian's doing since I don't have anything set up currently. So the trusty iPhone will have to come in handy. So. Yeah, I forgot that was the topic this week. Sounds like someone's music calculator is going off.
What's that?
Sounds like somebody's music calculator is going off in the distance.
Can you hear something, can you?
You got those bleed from someone's headphones, probably.
It's probably from my headphones. Yeah. You can hear that, can you?
Yeah. Very square wavy.
Yeah. Right, we're going to do another audio track.
Did you guys already do all the normal segments?
Oh, there wasn't much.
How much?
Nah.
So quiet. I thought we'd hear your dog snoring in the background.
Yeah. She's not in here though. Right, now I'm going to put something else in here. Okay. External out to 28. Right, we've been busy, boys. Wow, look at all the noise coming out of everyone. Who's that? That's Chris. You can hear some noise coming out of Chris. He's got a drum beat going.
What I've actually done is I've expertly and professionally on this show wiped out I was just doing.
So there's the beat from Chris that we were hearing, and we're not. Yeah. So, where do we go from here?
Where do we go now?
It's
Like,
tougher
on
than
this
you
show,
think, isn't it?
just
Because I'm
wipe
like,
everything.
I've got writer's block right now.
If I had Ableton, I could be, but I can't. Oh. I need a new Mac.
Groove clip. Yes, beats and clip. Can I do one? Okay. Let's bounce then. One beat. Ooh. Okay. Yes. Alt up. Okay. Got something. Might move it down an octave though. No, 7.
Oh, bugger, I've got to go. Lost the track of time there. Right, guys, I'll see you next week.
Awesome. See you next week. Thanks, Ian.
So, yeah, see you later, guys. Bye.
Good job on the segment. See ya. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
And then there were 4. All right. Sorry, you guys have been waving at me. Nope. I've got you guys
well,
unmuted at the moment.
Oh, I was just going to say, I've expertly and professionally on the show demonstrated music. I've literally wiped everything by pressing. I was supposed to run in, and it went into file exchange mode, and I went, oh
dear.
I was like, accidentally pressed yes, and everything I've done is just now gone.
That's the live flop sweat. So. Oh.
Now I've got to try and remember how to friggin' get the plugin details up on Akai Force, and I've forgotten how to do it.
It's time to RTFM.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, did that, done that. Yeah, I did that. Press menu. Yeah. This is a bit of a pain. Serious? Nah, there's got to be
I need to bust up my Force one of these days. I bought all those extra instruments for it and then stopped using it like a month later. So. I did make a park bench compatible though. Added a battery pack to it, a little MIDI controller. So if I want to do keys as well as pads.
I wonder if there's a quick way to do that. Let me just see. So we go to Mixer, no, we go to Mac, and we can go create a track. Nah, that's not going to do it. So that's annoying. I kind of want to, actually, Daren, you might be able to tell me. Is there a quick way to get to that screen? You know, the instrument screen. So if you're on the
There's
Matrix,
a shift combination.
Which version of thingy are you on?
the latest.
I'm still only on.
So what you have to do at the moment is you have to go menu and then menu, track edit, and that gets you there. But I could have sworn there was a quick way of getting there.
Trying to.
You can't just click on the track you want on the side and then go to like a shift combo on the left.
No.
I reckon there is, but I just can't find it. Anyway, it's no big deal.
Yeah,
It's like it's.
I can't remember it now.
There definitely is. I just can't remember it. Maybe the chatties know. I bet they're not
The
watching.
chat is all gone.
Yeah, it's riveting viewing. You guys can't hear that, thank God. It's horrible. Let's change this.
The thing is, you see, normally when you're writing a track, you this is what you do for a good hour or two. Just basically, it's nothing, is it? Let me take this out of here. It's just messing about, coming up with things until you get bits that you like, and then the track starts to build. This is charging very slowly.
That was loud. This is what mine sounds like. That's my little choir sound. So now we can muck around with this and that sounds quite nice. Little choir thing in the background.
Is that going with mine? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear yours.
I was going to say, yeah. To me, it sounded quite good. I was going to say, I could sample that and put that over the top of yours. You see, Chris is working in the DAW. You see, this is what I'd be doing now to create my tracks. I'd be sampling into my DAW, creating it as I go, adding more, maybe using a bit of DAW, then back to hardware, and so on. At the moment, I've just got one piece of kit out here, learning it. In fact,
Yeah, exactly.
but I'm having to put it through. You probably only getting it through one ear, or the left hand side, shall I say?
For yours,
Yeah.
do it again.
It won't be stereo.
No, it's mono.
Yeah, it's mono. Yeah, because I'm using the other input for the mic. I'm still trying to get suss out all this. How does this record and why is it not recording? I play, nothing happens. Stop it. But why won't it record? There's got to be a reason. That's on track. Can't be on song, surely. Song scenes here. No. That's in sequencer. Not though, is it? No. Oh, there we go. Right, so that one's on. That gives me. Aha. Now we're looking better. But where's the loop function? I want to loop that. How do I do that?
The laptop just chose that moment to shut down. You know, the little power connector's just not in all the way. You think it's in and it's not, and then it goes, oh.
Yeah, I've had that. You think it's charging away or on power, and then next minute, bing.
Well,
Right,
and the laptop is older, so it doesn't have much time when it warns you. It says the charge is. It's like no waiting. This is like an 8-year-old laptop at this point, I think.
8-year-old. Mine's 2015 MacBook Pro.
Yeah, this
mid 2015.
This might be old. This is an old HP workstation laptop. So the engineer guys would have used this for 3D and CAD and stuff. So for the time, it's a very beefy system. But at one point, they were upgrading and getting rid of all these at work. And instead of going to the rubbish bin, I thought I would grab a couple. And one of the power supplies just finally died. So the power supply lasted that many years without dying. So I had to dig up my other one and find a spare on eBay because it's not a common connector.
Well, yeah, this one's MagSafe too.
Yeah, HP designed this funny little L connector. It's like if you look at Dell and HP laptops, they have that fat barrel connector they've had like forever, right? And this line had, for some reason, this tiny little connector, similar to, not as tiny as the one on the old Sony Walkmans, which is super tiny, but somewhere in between that and a normal laptop connector. So you really have to get this specific thing. It's like a 120 watt power supply, and it's a lot for a laptop.
So you happen to, not easy to find then?
No, you got to get the right one. So you have to look up the part number and find, there's 2 equivalent part numbers supposedly. So I found an equivalent one that's coming to me soon, I hope. So because this one dies suddenly, I have a spare. Because I'm pretty sure if I contacted my old workmates and stuff that have old power supplies laying around, they probably tossed them if they didn't use them that many years.
Is that the only laptop you've got?
No, I have a MacBook Air, a MacBook Pro, about 2014 MacBook Pro. It's really nice. I have this. I have the MacBook Air equivalent of an HP. Also, there was one they were getting rid of, so I have one of those as well for travel. And of course, tons of hardware, like desktop computers, Macs and PCs and stuff, but they're all older. So.
Right. What's your newest? Either desktop or laptop?
I doing so much mobile stuff over the years. I always was buying laptops, so they were beefy enough to do the 3D and video, and great for portable music stuff and other utility stuff. So I haven't bought a desktop for a hell of a long time. I was going to buy a Mac Mini at one point because they were pretty cheap for a while. And then Apple Silicon came out, and I still should get one of those. But I don't have. Everything I have is Intel, all the Intel stuff.
Yeah. That's why I need to move to a Mac Mini. I was going to get the M5 when it came out, Mac Mini, but they've obviously delayed it due to a lot of issues. But I think they're going to scrap the M5 Mac Mini and go straight to an M6 Mac Mini, but still bring out an M5 Pro Mac Mini.
It's amazing. They're already at the M5, M6, and I don't have even an M1. So
I know. I know. I don't either.
I used to be very bleeding edge with computers, and it's just haven't for a long time. Learning to get by with what I have. Luckily, all my tools work fine. I don't need the latest and greatest Premiere, latest and greatest whatever. Everything works great.
Yeah, it's not like So it's as long as everything's working fine. It's just when the OS starts to get out of range, or you don't upgrade it for a while like you didn't on this, and then
Windows 10 just started barking at me because it's officially end of life. So it just keeps warning me. It's over. It's over. I don't care. I have security software running on this machine. I don't need new patches. It's whatever. It's okay.
And everything's working fine. Don't destroy what I've got.
Basically, they keep warning me like they're going to do something about it. I don't think they really can. Although Microsoft, you know how they are. They're so aggressive pushing patches to Windows 10 without asking you, unless you hack the registry. So, but now I don't have to worry about updates anymore, which is great, because sometimes they would crash your machine or actually kill it, and you have to re-image it because they didn't vet their stuff. They relied on the public to do it. I had my a laptop similar to this one I had at work before I left, and both my nearby coworker and I were both in the IT department. Our SCCM, which is the later version of SMS for Microsoft, the package pusher, launched some HP packages the guy was supposedly testing in our group, and we each had laptops completely brick in twice in 1 year. So it installs a patch, blue screens, never comes back, right? So you had to go, hopefully you had whatever you had backed up at that time, pull an image down, pull your files back over, and try to get back to where you were. But it's painful. Microsoft just sucks. And our package guy was not doing his job either, vetting them properly.
I feel like we're progressing here. I feel like I need some audio, like voice stuff in this now. But yeah, what to use?
Did you have any kind of theme at all, like
nah
style of music?
What I wanted to do is I just wanted to like turn all my gear back on and just see what I could come up with in an hour, and like troubleshoot and have all the problems that you have. Yeah, because I haven't turned this on for a long time, months, and there's been a few issues. Like I've been not really sort of telling you guys, but I've told you a few issues I've had with the Force. But there's been a few issues over here where I'm getting like a distortion on one of my inputs, and I don't know whether it's because I'm doubling the input up through the Force or what, but I'm dealing with it in a bad way. Yeah.
It's also fun when you get oxidation on a port you don't use for a while. It starts getting scratchy or cuts out.
Yeah. Now, where was that? Live stream stuff there. Oh my god, there's so much in here.
But yeah, this is just the hardware jams is like every week, Back when I used to set up stuff on a table, plug it in and go, well, that's not working like I thought, or that needs some tweaking. That's why I went to the Machina Plus so much, because it was quick and easy. I could literally make something from scratch in 3 hours and be somewhat happy with it and not have to worry about cable issues, syncing issues, and time setting up the things that was eating into my 3 or 4 hours I had to work on something. So it is fun to hook up all kinds of stuff and experiment, but when the clock is ticking, you don't have that luxury. Because people say, you have a whole room full of stuff. Why don't you use the same goddamn piece of gear all the time? It's like, because I can make something quickly with it. That's why. And it's expressive as hell, too. Still one of my favorite boxes ever. So those pads are killer. Pressure and velocity and ribbon and incredible contact libraries and stuff. Still has some of the best drums I've ever used. Like the Abbey Road kits and stuff. With the multi-layered. And like the concert flute has at least 3 or 4 layers of sample switching based on velocity. So you can get overblown harmonics, you can get flutter tongue, you can get all kinds of stuff that too hard to do in a typical keyboard.
Why are you not scrolling? Weird. My Mac's being weird. It's like frozen. Great.
Time to reboot.
I can't even close and open folders. Weird.
Is that your Mac Mini?
Yeah. I've got a folder open, but it's just not letting me go in it. And I've just opened it again, and it's letting me go on a new window. So,
how old is that Mini?
Old.
What OS are you running? It's like Sierra or something.
No. It's a M1.
No,
oh,
I'm running Sierra.
Okay. It's 14, I think. Whatever 14 is.
Okay. Yeah, that was the last one I installed. I installed Sierra on a stick so I could keep my current Mac in as is, and then I put a stick in and boot off the USB stick if I want to play with Sierra on one of my MacBook Air.
Hi, Chris. We can hear you
Well,
now.
we've still got 20 listeners anyway, watchers.
Just saying, I've had to restart my DAW once already. I lost my cursor. Cursor just disappeared.
Yeah.
Couldn't see where my mouse was.
What is
It
with
doesn't
it?
like
What
doing.
is with it?
It's all right because I've wiped everything the first time, so that was great.
You've done the dead mouse thing. There was a famous dead mouse live stream where he basically erased everything he'd done for the last couple of hours and owned it. It's like dead mouse does. I could just make it again.
Well, I took one crappy programming course in college, and we were using terminals. And yeah, as you know, it's easy to hit a key or two to totally wipe out what you're working on, and there is no backup. So, had a whole screen full of stuff. I was all ready to run something, and then, oops, I hit the wrong key, and it's all gone. I got to start over again.
Well, that, or you could just have brain fade because it actually tells you it's going to wipe everything, and you still look at it and go, "Yeah, no," but it's too late because you've touched the screen.
Yeah, I had somebody come by once in the old days at this laser company I worked at, and he goes, look, he brought his computer over. Look, my stuff is still there. That means it's still I can still get it, right? Because it's frozen, right? And I said, no, that's pretty much it. You better write down or take a camera shot of that screen, because as soon as you do anything else, that file is gone. You won't be able to scroll. Whatever you have on that screen, no matter how many pages it is, that's all you're going to get.
Check this out, right? So this is the window. This is the window that I managed to open afterwards, and below it is this window here, and I can't close it. I can't minimize it. I can't scroll. I can't click. It's just like it's just shit.
Yeah.
Why is it being so shit?
Have you realized? Is it relaunch?
Non-responsive.
Is it relaunch Finder time?
I haven't tried that yet, but oh my god.
We have a solution for this in Windows. It's called Explorer restarting by itself, which it does do.
Mm-hmm.
Explorer now, you notice how Explorer goes, I think I've locked up. I better reboot myself. Nothing to see here.
Do you guys want to see where I've got up to?
Sure.
All right, it's not finished. This is just a bit of fun, and I'm like I said, the whole point of this. Don't judge
Same
me.
here.
The whole point of this is just so that I can get to use my force again. I haven't used it for a while, so. So basically, everything has been done either inside the force or it's been through my eurorack system, or I've used the Behringer Selena. So that's it. So nothing fantastic. What have we got here? Okay, let's press a couple of clips. That wasn't me. I kept that little bass going. And then I worked out how to use this, Daren.
Yeah, you're like a DJ now.
Yeah, the X-Fade. The crossfader, sorry. I mean, it's usable. We can go somewhere from there. That'll do for me. I've got to try and run a show, and I was consciously thinking at the same time that I'm not talking. You can't, as much as you want to have the best intentions, you can't really partition your brain as much as you think you can.
Makes you really appreciate guys like Beardy Man does that stuff on the fly. You know?
Well, no, pilots are really good people to partition. They're actually one of the things that they look for when they do their aptitudes. They look for the ability to multitask, very, very succinct multitasking, so that they actually literally can almost do something vividly on two completely different things. You know, like you could go, when you were a kid, you could pat your head and rub your tummy, that sort of thing, right? I'm not talking about something basic like that. I'm talking about like reading a flight path at the same time as relaying stuff across a radio, which is completely irrelevant,
It's like the stereotype of an old school pilot. You have to be good at keeping the plane level and then fondling a stewardess once in a while. So that was the old days.
I've seen Beardy Man quite a few times. It's cool, brilliant.
Mm-hmm. He actually did a thing at Google. They paid for him to come out one day for the whole campus. Did a live thing. It's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
Cool.
How'd you go, Chris? Yeah. So far, or is it too early for you?
I was just trying to get past the 2-bar loop stage. At this stage.
I didn't even bother about that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so I can play. I need to sort of repeat the drum section. It's the hardest thing to do in Sonar is to kind of repeat sections, but looks like I've already done that. So I shall get it at least going. Halfway through. Maybe a 4-bar loop. The drums will cut out halfway through. Oh well. So let's let's try to see what we got here. Let's start with something soloed. You heard that. Oh, why can't I hear that anymore? Interesting. Oh, I see. Okay.
While you're doing that, Chris, I'm just going to grab a drink because I'm parched. So the camera's on you for a bit.
Fair enough. Shall I go into DAW mode? Yes. Let's go to screen share mode. Okay. So yeah, the problem I've got at the moment is that I need to bounce this, but I don't want to bounce it in place. But it doesn't let me do that because it's cakewalk. And we're in pan mode, so do that.
Is that the free cakewalk that they have nowadays? Is that?
No, this is the original Sonar Producer X3.
Oh, Sonar.
And the reason why I use it is because I'm scared of losing all of my Pro Channel plugins if I go to the standard one. Is that
the standard one's been free for a few years, right? Is it?
It has, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Has an uncertain future now.
I have a friend that works. I used to work a lot on Sonar. He loved it.
Yes, we would like the snare to come back in. That'd be good.
I was talking about Beardy Man. The other two amazing guys live are Jamie Liddell and Tim Exile. Those guys are great.
In fact, I think we can. Oh yeah. By the way, they're not my Pro Channel. Can get rid of that now too. Yay. 2, right? It's a progression of sorts, I guess. Okay, shall we play it from the beginning?
Of course.
Is Ranzee there?
Ranzee's here.
Okay. No. It's going to be pretty boring, but here we go. No live modular. I've turned that all off. Trying to find my root note.
That's what the actress said to the bishop.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting. I like where it's heading. Yeah.
Yep. No, it's there are definitely aspects of it I quite like. Quite like the wet percussion is kind of a bit of a revelation in this case.
Right.
I don't normally do wet percussion. I've only been doing it lately, the last year or so. I used to just put percussion in a small room, but I now started putting it in really large rooms and using it as sort of an atmospheric thing. So that's new for me. I don't normally do that, especially when TR programming, which I talked about a couple of weeks ago, because normally I'm just programming on the TR6S and it doesn't have a huge reverb like that. So only when I'm dropping WAV files into the timeline do I tend to do this. But I fully intended to do that tonight because I knew that was a reasonably quick way of getting a track together.
Eventually, you have to try the literal wet percussion that Blue Man Group does, where they had the splash over the top of the drums. You seen that?
Yes. No, but I've seen numerous 80s video clips where they have rain and drumming. So does that count?
They use colorful liquids, so every time they hit, it splashes all over them, and it's
Oh, cool. So it's like Diwali.
It's a Vegas thing.
festival.
They got to look good for Vegas, so everything's colorful and crazy looking and stuff.
Guys, can we do the clue for the synth quiz? Sorry, I've completely forgotten.
Sure.
How about the second clue here? The delay effect is just a voice allocation in this particular synth. There's a few synths that do that. There's definitely a few that do that. That'd be Mr. Housse.
Going at it.
Chopped up vocal there with a bit of reverb.
That's where I was going to go next with mine. I was going to put some vocals on it. Not my vocals, of course.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's found out.
Daren's got gigabytes worth of drums.
Oh,
Gigabytes.
I can imagine.
I have got gigabytes of drums. The only problem is it can cause problems because sometimes I get over panicky looking for a specific drum when really I just need just a basic hit kick.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Sometimes
you just need the basic.
But having said that, I'm not one of these people who like literally have got to find that. I know sometimes a tune kick
perfect snare.
me track. But yeah, I'm not one of those who just have to find that perfect. I always go on how it sounds rather than what it looks like. You know what I mean? Some people like to look at it.
It's sort of a vibe.
Like, right.
Yeah, I go
These
for the vibe.
these
Three waveforms, right?
These Akai kits are just, they make me laugh because they're so cheesy. Like, it's just so cheesy. But what I want to do,
Wait,
if I have
that's
that,
usable. What are you talking about?
I want
That's
to be
so
able
usable.
to muck around with that now.
Yeah. Stretch it, pull it, and reverse it. That's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. You can start with something cheesy, and it just forces you to explore.
That's that.
It's got a nice bass. Nice house bass.
But that's the thing, you can go through this thing and scroll through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of drum kits, and you'll find that I like that kick, but I don't like the rest of it. I like that snare, but I don't like the rest of it. And so you end up having to, it's a bit painful, but you can actually make your own custom kits, K-I-T-S, kits. And eventually you do that, and you've gone through an hour or hour and a half of doing that, and then you get to it and you do it and you go, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the next day you open it up, your project, and go, no, I don't like that drum kit anymore. It is so like that.
Yeah. It's difficult during a long session as well because your judgment just seems to go in a bit screwy sometimes. But other times, that's why it's sometimes good to record parts of a session and then sort of just record it as a WAV file and come back the next day and go, but 10 minutes into that session, I actually really liked where that was going. I'll have to go back there.
Yeah, Machina has a fun way of giving you the kit or whatever patch that has the different allocations in it, and then you can dive into the section that's the micro section of all the parts that make up the patch or the kit, all the individual sounds. You just scroll through and you can quickly, copy and paste and delete and all that stuff if you want to do that.
This is Ableton, right, that I'm doing now. there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of drum kits in Ableton. If you download their expansion packs, I'm just clicking on a few.
Oh yeah, you can. The thing is, you can spend days.
There are hundreds just on the Force. I remember, I don't have the latest and greatest Force installation, but Force had a lot.
The problem is though, once you start going through, once you get past 20 or something, going through them, your ears start to not quite get into that groove. You know, if you're trying to fit it into something, so you got to be careful just going through loads, because eventually you just end up nothing.
Or you
sounds
lose your
good,
idea that you had,
and you end up with yeah, exactly, yeah. That's why I usually take some well-known breaks and cut them up as well, because I always like to have something that people can trigger to. You know, I like to do all my own stuff, but I always like to put in those either little riffs that people know. Mainly for live, I don't do it on my thingy tracks, but like my live set now, it's 5.5, 6 hours long, and it's like it's literally all my tunes, obviously, and then every so often there'll be something that people go, oh, that's such and such, and they can all, like, you know, rave or dance to it, that type of thing, because I like people to like really get up and move, even though sometimes they don't. They just sit there and I like it, but
yeah, it kind of hooks people in, doesn't it? And it's kind of like wearing your influences on your sleeve, I find, when you drop it at all.
yeah, exactly. You know,
Influence
from the past
sampling,
when you
you're going,
rave.
yep, I was raving to that one. I was young too.
Oh, my life. Oh, in fact, actually, Chris, you're in the live set. You're in about 2.5, 3 hours in.
Oh God,
you know that
I would have been
you know that
disappointed
chat we
if I wasn't.
did. I can't remember what it's called now. It was on YouTube, but it's in fact, I might even send it you at some point, because it's a remix of the track that we did, because it's blended into a live version. Because obviously I can play it how I want to play it. So, like I say, no one ever hears the same track. If I want, you know, I can play where I'll take the bass from 3 hours in and put it with a part of a track in 2 hours in, for instance. So to create a new track.
Just relax.
Yes, but it's not that one. It's the oh God. Can't think what it's called.
Vibrations? You got vibrations?
It's not vibrations yet, but it's the one
Vibrations.
where we're not alone. Oh, that's it. We're not alone. We are alone. You are twisted the
Oh,
word.
that's
So,
right. Yes, that's right. Yes.
yes. So that comes in about 2.5 hours in. Oh, I can start with that.
Charge
if I
on
want to,
after
you know.
hours there.
Find it hard to
low-key
believe that
beat.
we're
Why
not
did
alone.
Behringer do such a good job with some of their
Believe there's life
products?
That's the one.
I think I'm absolutely blown away by some of the Behringer remakes. I actually think, like, it's insane how they've made them so cheap, and they've done such a good job of them. The one that always gets me is the Model D that they did. I guess there's probably not a lot of electronics that, you know, it's recent in it anyway, so it's probably
You can feel the build quality though. They do suffer in some ways. So
I actually think the build quality is really good on that, on the Model D.
Plastic shafted pots and all that kind of stuff. You know,
I never had a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, I've
I know,
got.
but I wouldn't put them on the road.
Ranzee.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
Sure, but
sometimes
it's
it's cheap enough to do that. Like the TD3, the TD3
Right.
is probably much more or less built like the TB303 almost.
How
Anyway,
much is a Model 3?
that was plastic.
Model D, yeah.
How much? Sorry.
No, the
400
thing about
bucks
the Model D
Australian.
is
$200
the thing.
British. That's cheap. If you break 10 of them on the road, you're still doing well.
sure.
They're easy to protect because they're small. That's the thing, that some people forget, that small things can be easier to protect than larger things. Like, you know,
But if
think
you're
about
part of a
all
bigger
mini-me.
crew and you have roadies and stuff, they're not nice to stuff. So it has to be road worthy.
Yeah.
You know.
I probably
So
wouldn't.
you have to put it in a case, inside a case.
I don't know.
inside
I
a
probably
case.
wouldn't gig with it anyway. I don't think it's a
Impossible.
gig. I don't think it's a gig product. I think it's a studio.
Well, like
product.
Brooksy had it in his modular case. He took it out of the boat and put it in his modular case. So sometimes people want to do that and take it out with their stuff.
I mean, that it's probably more protected in there than it floating around in its little boat anyway. So, you know,
Yeah.
as they say, whatever floats your boat.
Oh,
Daren, did you manage to put something together, or are you still picking your nose and flicking at the wall?
Well, I was only putting a 2-bar loop. I just got rid of some of the stuff because it was just. I spent most of my time chopping that up, and I got rid of the pads because they didn't fit. That was flying over to you.
So you can't do that. You can't do that in the Force, really, can you? I mean, it would be really difficult to do something like that in the Force. Like, get a vocal, chop it up. You would have to use some sort of gating effect or something on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you can do a version of Lazy Chop on the Force.
Yeah, Lazy Chop, yeah.
Yeah.
Over
I suppose
pads.
you could treat it like that, but
set up as a drum pad
or
something.
Like I say, it's just too awkward.
It is. It's awkward. But like, I like, in a DAW, you can do raw rhythmic stuff. It's quite easy to do it.
Yeah,
and it's quick.
This is why I like using both. This is why I like creating my stuff in the DAW, but using a lot of the sounds. Some of the. I usually play in any melodies by accident into the DAW and then chop them in the DAW to either correct them or make them into a different melody, for instance. Or I'll play a big section of something that sounds melodic and then chuck it into Ableton and then get Ableton to try and find the MIDI, find the MIDI notes because I'm not bothered. See what MIDI notes it comes with and play with them. And then sometimes that creates a complete new, really cool melody.
Hey, Daren, do you ever use Melodyne?
No, I have. I have years ago, but I haven't used it for a long time.
I use it.
Yeah, it's very, very
not
powerful.
Not a lot, but I use it. Sometimes you want to find out what key someone's done something in, and it's a bit hard to with all the mix. It's a bit hard to work it out. Yeah.
And Ableton's not always best at showing you what keys coming in because sometimes if you get like
or even a
synth paddy or a vocally thing, it sort of doesn't find it. You sat there looking at it. It's just like if you pull in the tuner, won't always find any note. Never mind what key it's in.
You
does
can't
it kind of bounce around trying to find it, or does it just not give it to you?
No, it
just doesn't give it to you.
I think it might be high pitch priority or something. It jumps around. Yeah, I wouldn't trust the tuner, but Melodyne it'll map it out and you can. Yeah.
See, I haven't got Melodyne. I did have a free compute music one. I forget what it's called, and that is quite good actually. It gives me a pretty rough idea of where we're sitting. I forget what it's called, and it's basically just you can turn the sensitivity up and down in it, and it gives I'd say probably better than the Ableton tuner. And that was a free compute music one.
Is computer music dead? Did that die, or is that still going? I think it's still going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
future music.
It's only online.
It resurged.
But it's just online though, isn't it? Because I used to love getting the CDs and all the samples.
All those the arts ones with all the plugins for Photoshop, they were great. Those are great magazines.
Well, what Computer Music did, they stopped the free CD because that was obviously costing, and then they had the website where you went down and you had a code in that you bought the book, and then that worked for a while, but that disappeared. Then they went online, and then I think they stopped, but they might have come back. I don't know.
I used to go to a local bookstore and pick those up. They're very expensive. It was like I think $12 an issue or something like that, or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, they got with Daren. I mean, at one time I was paying like £3.49 for it, and then in the end it was like £9.
Oh yeah, but I mean you're right. The discs are great. Like if it's 3D stuff, you have all the 3D assets for free and plugins and textures and all kinds of random stuff. Fonts.
It was worth
fonts
it.
You could use.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something I was using a few years ago. I can't remember what it was called. It's on my computer here somewhere. I just can't find it. Which you can put a track in, and so you can just chuck an MP3 in, right? And it will try and map out the MIDI of all the different instruments in it, and you can then separate it out, and you can go in and actually like put your cursor over the spectrum of the track, the audio spectrum.
Yeah.
And you can mute things, and I can't remember what it was called. It was really cool, because sometimes you need to find out what people are doing with certain things, and it's a good way of doing it. It's a good sort of reverse engineering way.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it was called now. Someone in the chat will remember.
It's kind of an audio microscope.
It's definitely not Melodyne, but it's kind of... It's one of those tools that kind of sit next to it. But anyway, yeah.
It wasn't an Ozone product or something, Isotope.
No, it's a standalone program. I'm pretty sure I paid a few dollars towards it, but I can't remember. Anyway, hey, why don't we do the third clue for the synth quiz?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
The layered patch, the LFO will slowly, or the LFOs will slowly drift on a layered patch.
Wow.
There's a reason for that. I'm going to tell you what the reason for it is when we give you the final answer. It's a cool reason. You'll think, that makes sense. I'm waiting for people to put their guesses in.
So it's not sloppy engineering, it's intentional.
Oh, I can't tell you that.
Or both.
Yeah, I can't tell you that because that'll give it away. Yeah.
I probably still wouldn't get it.
Nah. Synth clue number 3. You've had number 2, Wags. You probably missed it, mate. I reckon Wagoo's just got that
I got a mental
live
blank.
stream pause when we'd had the meme with all the racks in it.
He's still looking at it.
He's just paused it on that and he's just staring at it.
Oh.
You gave him some new ideas there? Some changes to make?
So he's gone Yamaha. Okay. And Bicky's gone D50.
Yeah.
Right. I like it. I like where you guys are going. But I'm not sure if we should wait for a few more to guess. Put your guesses in, people. You got your 3 clues.
Yeah, I don't have enough to
It's
go
the same.
by. I missed the first clue, and the other 2 didn't really help me too much, so I'm abstaining.
Well, the first clue is kind of irrelevant, really. But it ties it in to the genre and the era. Does that make sense?
Sure. Like a feature.
Well, a feature or a lack of feature?
Or a buzzword. Yeah. Or
A lack of feature. I'll tell you the clue in a sec. I mean, you can just rewind.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we did clue number 1 pretty early in the show.
So for the new stuff in the news, did you not find enough interesting stuff, or it just wasn't enough total?
I didn't really see anything other than VST, 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 VST.
Yeah.
Yes, as it is.
Not even
the way
modules, huh?
these days.
Just people
No,
slow
there's
down the
modules. There's modules, but the modules that came out in the last week I'll tell you what that came out. You'll see exactly why we haven't really shown them. It's nothing against
A lot
them.
of bread and butter stuff and version
Mid-
3s and version
mid-
2026.
So this is what we've got: MIDI to CV,
Sucks of the Sav. Yeah.
low pass gates. There's a couple of delays, a couple of second suckers to the Sav. That's absolutely for sure. And then within about 3 or 4 rows of all that, we get back to the Hable Tower phaser, which we showed last week. So,
It's been quiet.
it's been quiet. If M grids, it's just another take on
Microgrids.
yeah. So it really isn't worth showing. I mean, these people who make this stuff would probably love it if we showed it, but it's not worth showing it because it's not innovative enough to warrant it be showed. Like, guys, if you're going to make modular, do what Chris does. Actually invent something that's kind of funky and new or quirky or different. That's the whole point. Modular, don't just keep rehashing the same shit.
Yeah, but if you look at modular grid, look at all the rehashes. There's so much derivative stuff on there.
It's getting a bit flooded, I feel. People are just making the same module and just putting their moniker on it, and I think, why? You don't need to. Someone else has done it before.
And
they
so
do a
many
good
have come
job.
and gone there. The amount of discontinued items is huge. It's unbelievable.
There's a few guys who don't use modular grid either. They've got their reasons.
Yeah. I noticed a few
Really?
don't turn up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes people put them up, though, like the public. Sometimes put them up, even though the manufacturer refuses to.
Mm.
Oh,
There's
you
a
can
few-
use or submit stuff? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The manufacturer can probably take it down if they
I was
want
gonna say,
to.
so it's like Wikipedia might have a lot of errors and stuff in it. So-
Yeah, exactly.
I
Well,
don't
that's-
know why
that's
people
the
would
point,
bother
I think.
to do it, though. It's kind of weird. Fanboys, I guess.
To do what?
Not sure.
To do...
To put up a module for someone else who's actually not even the person that's made it.
Is it sometimes because they want to be the person who said, "Oh, I discovered this first."
In before. I
fans
don't
like
know.
that.
It doesn't make sense. Why don't we do this? We're gonna end the quiz because we can. Let me just go stop quiz. I can feel myself getting tired.
Yeah, tell me about it. It takes a lot of energy to do this.
Yeah,
To do.
All that
don't think-
concentration.
I don't think we'll be doing that again. That was hard. You only get one
I had a
guess,
headache.
Wegu, by the way.
Still looking
All right, here we go. This is the answer. Chris, do a little happy dance.
Is that technically correct? JX10 is the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, when you said the LFO's drifting, I thought, the dual mode on the JX10.
Yep.
Dual mode. So, and it's analog, so maybe it does drift.
There you go.
Before that, I was with what Wagoo was saying, which was the TX81Z, because that has that delay effect, MIDI delay, and it has LFOs, but they're digital, and I thought they're not going to drift.
The reason
And then,
is very simple, and that is because there's 2 separate voice cards, and the voice cards have their own LFO on them. And when you layer the 2 voice cards together, the computers are generating their own LFOs on each voice card. They don't talk to each other.
yeah, they're 2 JX8Ps.
Yeah.
What was the first clue that told you the era? What was the...
First clue was the SysX excluded real-time editing.
Yeah, because it was a SysX dump rather than a parameter
Yeah.
change.
So there you
Yeah,
go,
to
Chris.
keep on
You're on the leaderboard.
Yay! Finally got on. Yay me!
But yeah, with the SysX, I mean, I used to own an MKS70, and oh my god, it's the most horrible system exclusive implementation that Roland have done. It's
And
probably
they've
not
done
the worst, but
I was
it's
going to say
terrible.
they've done some pretty horrific.
It's
It's
unfinished.
very IT.
It's very unfinished.
Well, and it's very IT. It's like we use this to to load the factory presets. That's all we need to make it work for. Now let's give it to the customer. It's like an internal thing.
I mean,
we
as
used
much
to
as I
do.
love the D50, the SysX is kind of crap because you have to get the baud rate just right when you load patches, otherwise nothing happens.
Oh yeah.
It's really picky.
Remember that. Yeah, on my D550. Sad days. But it's hardware that doesn't really need to be hardware. I mean, it's all digital algorithms, and they've put it in the cloud, and the cloud sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the MKS70 is a great synth, or the Super JX is a great synth because it's basically the next generation from a JX3P. And they just did a really good job of stabilizing. I mean, it was probably at the pinnacle of analog electronics. It was just before they said, "No, we're going to scrap it all. We're going to go digital after this." It was so well done. The oscillators were stable. I mean, the digital side was actually the bad part of it. The analog side was amazing. The voice
By the way, I
chips,
think
everything.
patch cable baud is wigging out. It says that Chris identified the patch, not the synth.
Yeah, that's what it says every week.
Does it usually say that?
yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Because it's
always
patch
says
cable, so it turns everything into a patch.
Yeah.
All right, but it's a synth, not a patch.
Yeah. Well, you can have an argument with him. I don't care.
That's okay.
He's got moderator, so you can't kick him.
Even in the future, I'm not going to argue with any AI tools, whatever, because they're going to win anyway. So.
Oh, he'd love you if you called him an AI. He's not an AI. He's just a Python script.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? No, those suckers are going to be ruining us eventually anyway. So even a little script.
It's so funny when people talk about my bot, like it's got some sort of. I wrote the program. There's no intelligence behind it whatsoever. It literally listens to a few commands and that's it. I'm sorry to pop your bubble there, Andy.
Just
it's
wait.
funny.
He's going to work with some other patch bots and he's going to take over.
He doesn't. He's got a
next.
He's got a taint input algorithm. I've made sure it's all tainted.
Wow.
I've used regex. Yes. Yeah, the delay trick was kind of cool with those synths. Like D50 did it, JX3P did it, JX10 did it, JX8, whatever it was called, did it. They basically what they did is they did it via MIDI. Really, it was a MIDI trick.
It was MIDI echo. Yeah,
and it actually sounded really good. Like I actually thought it was amazing.
On analog, it would. It didn't sound so great on the FM synths because every note repeat was the same. Exactly. Like a facsimile, so it just didn't have a vibe.
I mean, it obviously didn't have that that high pass filter thing that a delay would have. Right?
Yeah, it needed at least like a parameter tweak or something that you could. It did have a on the FM sense. It had a pitch offset, so you could change pitch as it each repeat. But that was it. It really needed a bit more.
I was watching this video on my phone the other day when I was sitting on my lounge chair being bored and scrolling through reels, and it was a band doing a cover of Pink Floyd, Us and Them. So it was a recent cover, right? And I literally had to like pause it and rewind. I'm like, what? This guy, like, it's a modern. It was like a video that was probably only made like a year ago, and he's doing. Have you guys ever heard that song, "Us and Them" by Pink Floyd? It's off "Dark Side of the Moon," right?
I probably
slow.
recognize it if I heard it, but I'm no good.
So
with
the
names.
vocal, the chorus is basically very, very iconic, right? But they used a delay in the vocals, so he would say "us," and then it would be "us, us, us,"
All right,
like
yeah.
that. Right. So they used a tape delay in those days. This guy, he was literally singing the delay.
Yeah,
And
I've
I'm
seen
like,
people do that.
and he did a pretty good job of it. But I'm like, what are you doing, mate? Just get a pedal or something. It would do it for you. It's really not that hard. Maybe he just couldn't work out how to program the delay properly or something. It was kind of funny. I had to double back and watch it again. I was like, what?
Yeah, check that's weird things. It's interesting. Unless it was a flex. You know, I'm such a great vocal performer, I can do the digital delay lines as well.
Yep. And it was that video's fault that generated this week's synth meme.
Oh, really?
Synth quiz,
Why?
sorry. Because of the delay note. The note delay. Yeah. I said synth
Stuck
meme. I
in
meant to
your
say
mind.
synth quiz. Yeah. I thought, I'm going to do that synth this week. So what else is quirky about it? And it was heaps.
Yeah.
There was heaps. I could have done far out. Where's my notes? I could have done a few other things. I could have done the no audio routing between the two boards. I could have done that.
Did you say you had a Super JX?
I had an MKS70, same thing.
Yeah, the MK70. Yeah.
It's the rack mount version.
Yeah.
I could have done the dual mode stacks for 6 voices maximum. So it's kind of like disappointing. That's a
12.
disappointing thing. Yeah.
Did you have the panel for it too? The second module,
The panel. Oh, you mean the
editor?
controller?
Yeah, the edit.
No.
Yeah, the controller editor thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was gonna do. There was a guy called starts with a V, vendor something guard or something. He does.
Michael Vanderkai?
He does a mod for it,
Oh, no.
and I was gonna do the mod, and the mod is basically scary because you actually have to replace 3 chips in it, and it then brings it up to modernity with this MIDI side of stuff, so you could do a lot more MIDI wise. But it also added a few other features like pulse width mod on the square wave and something else. Something to do with the voicing, actually, which made it insanely good. So that was something that I was really, really wanting to do, and I just never really got time to do it. So it sat there, and because it was really kind of uninspiring without the editor, Andy. So I definitely needed to have the editor, right?
Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah. Other than going through a few patches and going, oh, that song. And then you'd be like, where do I go now?
Yeah.
Can I program this?
Well, it's
in
just
one
like the other
program?
stuff
Yeah.
with the PG editors. They really do help make it fun to use.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the
But-
PG-1000 with D50 was...
Dare I say it?
Although
The
it's quirky
Roland-
because it's not real time. It goes, it glitches, right? So
The Roland System
it's not.
8 sounds the same. It is so good. The analog ACB thing in it is so good. It just I had both sitting here and I'm like, it's the same. Why do I need to hold on to this? And there was a guy who paid a good price for it for mine, so I was happy for it to go to a
this
good
is
home.
why I keep the Roland Cloud around. I
Both
don't want to
of you
keep
are
getting
happy.
those permanent keys. for
Yeah,
all
I
those,
do too.
'cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guys are really like chewing through my quiz. It's kind of weird.
I know.
Like, I would
I'm
actually,
involved in the
I would
controversy.
say people like Wagyu would know way more than I would about synths. That would be my take on it. So for him to be playing my quiz, it's kind of strange. It's kind of a strange feeling. But no, I'm glad he does. I'm glad he likes it.
Well, I mean, no matter how into it you are, it's hard to know so many different ones. There's so many generations and so many styles.
Yeah.
No matter how encyclopedic your brain is, you're going to miss stuff.
Well, one thing you can't do is you can't do AI to generate a synth quiz, because it'll just tell you, I've tried. It'll tell you to do a Model D or a DX7, or like, it'll just go through all the main. It just crawls the net and just gives you the main.
Yeah.
Well, it
Basically
also,
just
and it
says-
spits out errors too. So, like, even facts
yeah.
and figures, dates and stuff are wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's useless.
Whatever is the most popular thing, AI will go, well, clearly it's popular, therefore it is the best response.
The hallucination of AI is
Making up shit. Yeah.
Yeah, not everything
crazy.
should be
That's scary.
democratized. Some things are just facts, and that's what it is. So,
yeah.
I think whenever AI has an hallucination, it should be in a different color so that you can kind of treat it with a grain of salt. Like, stuff that's fine, stuff that's been ripped from the net or whatever, that's using word for word or close to word, have that in a normal sort of white font. And whenever it's like, this is a guess, I'm not really sure, I'm just using some heuristics here, I show it in red or something, some other color. That would be helpful. I haven't seen anything like that.
Or just
AI
tell it
very
to
much.
not hallucinate. So if you're
Just stop making shit up. Yeah.
if you're doing your LM
And don't
LMs,
don't make it up. Yeah. At the end of every prompt. And don't
well, here's
If
the
you-
problem: you
if
get
you
them
have
more
to
human-like, and they will make shit up because humans do that all the time. So,
But if it has to guess, I always tell it, like, if you have to guess, then come back to me before you come up with your answer and ask me for something that you need to guess on.
Yes.
And
if
I
you
will tell
need more information
Yeah.
to come up with a greater degree of certainty, please come back to me.
I was listening to the radio the other day in the car, and this doctor rings up, and he's talking to the talkback and saying that he uses AI to do his dictation notes, and over the last 4 years, it's got actually a lot better. Like, it's gone from maybe 5 out of 6 he would have to edit in the early days to now it'd be 1 out of 50 he would have to edit. And what this was about was a news article where this lady was given a prescription based on the doctor's dictation, where an AI had translated it from the dictaphone thing into a prescription and gave her some sort of psychedelic drug. And she had a massive trip and had to go to hospital. And then
so the show The Pit on HBO had this issue come up because they are using AI stuff for frontline stuff in hospitals.
Yeah.
And it gets the wrong everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So this doctor, he's jumped on and he's like, yeah, well, I use AI for my script, for my dictations and stuff. And like, this, obviously this doctor didn't vet. He just trusted what AI said and just,
Yeah.
bad doctor, right? But this other guy who was on the phone, he was like, well, I'd never ever let anything go past without me checking it first. So even though he said it, like 1 in 50 will be wrong now, he still checks every single one of them.
Yeah.
The problem, though, is with the crunch they're under in the emergency room and stuff, where they have so many patients and things get lost in the shuffle, they don't have time to edit every single thing they put in there. Things get stacked up, things get missed, and so the automation tools, we're supposed to help them clear out their logs so they can keep the wave of people updated.
It just worries me,
But
though.
then
Like,
they're asking for trouble.
someone's going to have, the wrong diagnosis and they're going to go in for ER.
But even without computers doing all this stuff, I mean, when I got knee surgery done, they made me write with a Sharpie an X on the
Which knee?
So that's correct, because
That's right.
they will sometimes do the surgery on the wrong thing, and it includes removing things.
Hmm.
It's very bad. So Never trust the doctors 100%.
Yeah, it happened to a friend of mine. He had a kidney removed, and they took the
Yeah.
good one out.
A guy who had one testicle that was still good had the good one removed, and he can no longer have kids because they screwed up.
Yeah.
That's a serious problem.
Yep. And I'm like, this guy who had the kidney removed, I'm like, surely they would have seen that the other kidney had, I don't know what it was called, sclerosis or whatever it's called, the term that they use. It would have looked poorly.
Scarred.
It's an assembly line.
scarred,
They have to.
Yeah.
Everything they're presented is it, and so if it's wrong, garbage in, garbage out. So I was happy to put that X on my knee. I go, I know exactly which knee it is.
Yes, I would be too.
Luckily,
Because
I've still
by the
got
time
good
they get
knees.
you, you're gone, right? You're deep under. You can't say no, wrong knee. You know.
Yeah. I like the whole coming out of when you've been, under anesthetic. It's a kind of it's a cool thing, isn't it?
It's weird. You're
It is
just kind of out of it.
It's like it's like waking up. Really, it's probably the best way to describe it.
It's just
But
really
Well, worse because they treat you like an old person because you're like,
Slow
okay, now
wake
we're
up.
going to get you into the wheelchair. Now be very careful. Like they're just, I
well, it's
know,
because you're
know.
old, Andy. It's not because they
Well,
treat you like
that's
that.
getting true now. But when I had the surgery, that was like
sensitivity.
10, 15 years ago. So
Yeah. I noticed that with the AI too, that company, I forget which one it was that we were talking about years ago, that did the vocals for the Synth Geekery tune originally. They're no longer allowing you to download the what do you call it?
Model.
The
Model?
created thing. The stems
Oh,
and
the
all this and
rendered
stuff.
part?
Yeah, they don't let you
Oh,
do it anymore.
the results.
Yeah.
The content, the output. Yeah.
that's why you have to stream
just-
it while you're doing
just-
it. Just
just
record
have to
directly
listen
on
to
your
it, yeah.
computer.
Oh yeah,
while
you can still you're able to still do that, but it was kind of interesting how they've done that to try and be ethical. I don't
Well,
really,
yes,
I don't
kind of
see
like-
how it's being ethical.
To remove copyright headaches. That's what their legal department probably calls it. Yes.
Yeah,
Cutting off an avenue of legal challenge or something.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone has like a transplant, and AI has told them to have it, and it's something incredibly embarrassing, and someone's come out, and they're like, "What have you done?" The doctor told us to do this. What do you mean?
Well, the really scary thing in the last 15 years, or maybe longer, has been bogus donors, where like they'll take stuff out of a cadaver that was there too long, and actually try and put it in somebody, and that's just awful. In so many ways.
Oh, the harvesting
Illegal.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible.
Sounds
And they'll
like
also
Squid Game to
harvest
me.
your family member without your permission. You go, oh, we just took it out anyway. What?
Yeah. And then they'll go, well, he wasn't using it, was he? Or she?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, well, no, but you do have to ask for permission. It's not like it's your property.
Yeah. That's why they have that donor card.
Yeah, I
have that
ticked
on
it.
your licenses, the little sticker.
I ticked it, yeah. I don't see a problem. I think, like, what good am I? 6 feet under. And
Well-
if I've got usable things in me, go for it. Take them.
Yeah. I chickened out last time. The only reason I don't tick it is because I have to talk to my family about it first. What a pain.
No, I didn't tell anyone.
It's like, I know. It's exactly, that's the difference between you and me. You're the master of your own domain. I worry too much about whatever it else thinks.
Yep, you do. We should have a talk about that, Chris.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, I haven't got it plugged in. I was going to press it. Yeah. Ah, dear. Like I feel like that was fun, and I'm glad I got the Akai Force out again because it's a really good thing. But to do it in an hour or 2 hours or whatever it was, really it was probably less than that when you think about it. It's really not a lot of time.
Yes.
Nope.
It just goes to show.
Last week.
it just goes to show if you don't use the gear regularly, you really are going to need to spend hours and hours in your studio to get back up to speed with it and get everything working.
Even if you do use it regularly, some gear is just complex. You know, just got to wrap your head around it.
And then it's having the idea as well. I mean, I think I would probably go, because I'm just feeling about, I'd probably go ambient, sort of, maybe ambient and beats type thing. So that's a wave table, sort of a glass wavetable with a bit of reverb and stuff. And if you want to know the key, it's C major.
So wavetable, we said, listen, pay attention. Pay attention. Vicky, what wavetable VST were you using then, Daren? Or was that one of your hardware ones?
That wasn't a VST, that was hard. Well, I suppose wavetable is VST, isn't it?
Was Protein, wasn't it?
It's on a hard...
Was it Protein?
No, it wasn't. No. It was not Protein. Oh. It was... Let's think. It's Fireball.
Oh, yeah. On your...
Oh, you had a little 1010 Fireball thing?
Well, I have, and I haven't. It's Bento.
Oh, okay.
See, there's another good product, right? It's you know, when you think about it, like Andy was talking before about go-to. He goes to his Machino, he loves it. You know, Daren, he's really gelled with that. The Bento, he's gelled with it.
Well, I mean, it has its few issues. I'm still learning it, actually, because I've not had much time with it, because I've been doing so much other stuff with the live thing. So today, even though I've been doing music, I've been learning through it. It's really good. It's so compact. I mean, literally almost put it in your backpack thing. But it's packed full of... It's something I think you'd like it, Rant, actually.
Yeah, I reckon.
You know, because you had the little sampler thing. What was it called?
The
I
S1?
don't think you've used it much.
Yeah, that's
sample track?
P1.
Not the roll, the sample track.
Yeah,
sample track. Yeah.
Yeah, the sample track. Yeah. Well, the Bento is so much. I mean, you can't put samples in it anyway, so
I'd probably.
It's basically like say a black box, two, a Fireball, a lemon drop because the granular synth on this is cool, and obviously sample. And it's got a slice of chocolate.
I'd get one if I had the money.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this was my birthday present. This was definitely on my list, and it's
what was the
cool.
price?
And the good thing about when I got it, it was $7.49. But the good thing about it, I'm not trying to take Bento because I've got two Bento things now, but they seem to listen to the consumers and everything, and they do like we always say, don't we? If we buy an instrument or any sort of hardware, don't expect any firmware to come out for it. Yeah, you get what you get pretty well. 1010 do seem to keep always working on their firmware and improving it. I will say that each one they're always putting a firmware upgrade onto it all. So I would say this is a great one. I think Ranzee you like this because you can take this off when you do manage to get out. It's a bit like having a Force, but so much smaller and a lot. You know, you can do quite a lot with it.
You can jam with the Quokkas.
I mean, as it's you killed you. Dead easy. And the amount of outs on it, the amount of outs and ins on it is brilliant. I mean, they can't see them, but it's like, oh god.
We're not staying in the tents this year. We're going to be staying in the eco tents, which is a tent, but it's not a tent, not our tent.
Oh, a tent cabin kind of thing.
Well,
upgrade
eco tents. No, because they won't let us camp this year. They've blocked it out. some rule that they've got because of schoolies and stuff playing doing bad things. So they've blocked out all the camping.
Oh wow,
Interesting.
I was going to say, was you causing havoc?
Oh yeah, me. I'm such a
The
baddie.
chip packets.
well, tent cabins can be fancy. I stayed in some in Kenya once, and they're very nice. I mean, it's canvas walls, but it's all the comforts of home inside. So
they've got ceiling fans in them. They've got a massive, huge
right, AC, all kinds of stuff.
king size bed in it. It's really cool. But yeah,
But you're a little nervous because you hear the hippos outside at night going as they walk by. All these weird noises they make, and it's like they can just charge right through this little canvas wall if they want to. There's no real protection.
I don't know what I'd be more scared of, hippos or rhinos. I think I'd be more scared of a rhino.
Hippos are more
Yeah,
aggressive,
right.
and they really will freak out if you get between them and they're young, obviously, or between them and the water. Sometimes they've been known to flatten people. So
now, Bicky in chat said that he likes the idea of the Korg mod wave, and then he said all the 4 Korgs appeal to me. I actually agree with him. I think there's that sort of collection of Korgs. You've got the wave state, the mod wave.
ones.
You've got the FM one. I forget what that one's called. What's the
this
other
wave
one?
state's great. I love it. It's very cool.
Well, I saw them actually really cheap the other day, and I was thinking, I might have to get one of those. But I'm kind of, because I've got the key version of the Korg Minilog, I probably won't get the key version of any of those. I'll probably just get the desktop, module version of them. OP6. Oh, multi-poly. Nah, multi-poly is probably the one that I would say bzz to, because that's all digital, and I feel like my Korg Micro Korg 2 has a lot of that in it. Yeah.
Overlap, very much so.
I like the idea of the mod wave because it replaces my defunct DW8000s, and also it has that cool bouncing ball thingy.
Yeah.
You can do physics with the bouncing ball, modulations and stuff. I
think the wave states or the mod waves probably the one I will go towards. I'm not sure which one though. I mean, both of them are Raspberry Pis. So
that's one of the reasons they had to make a next gen of this wave state, because the Pi has changed as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so Chris, you might want to check. I don't know if it's still the case, if they're still cheap. But they were cheap. It might not have been the local. It might have been Amazon or something. But yeah, they were still cheap.
Okay.
Let me just have a look at the one that we look at. Mod wave, Korg mod wave. There we go. Yeah, so the mod wave is, you got to be careful because isn't there a mod wave and a mod wave 2, or is it just a mod wave? I'm not sure.
I think they've all been upgraded because of the Pis.
Yeah, okay, so this is a Mark II. So the Mark II is $300 off of their RRP at the moment. So they're only $1,039. That's the keyboard version.
We had that steal of a deal for the Op6 here. That's why I picked one up a while back. It was super cheap in the US for some reason.
So that's £500, Darren, for a keyboard mod wave 37 key keyboard version. Mark II. It's got the little touchpad top left, and it's got the nice screen in the middle. It's a nice looking synth. Definitely a nice looking synth. I don't know. Not sure. I kind of feel like there's a million things that I'd want to buy right now, and I don't want to sell anything right now because the used market, the pants have just literally fallen out of it.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you are thinking of
me
moving,
and Andy can't sell things anyway, can we, Andy? We have to keep everything.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
cannot sell it.
Just collect.
you're just hoarders.
More.
Yeah.
But I mean,
no, it doesn't matter how many times you tell us, if you don't use it in like five minutes, just throw it away or sell it. We can't. Me and Andy have just
I have
keep it,
never
even if it
said
stays
throw
in
it
that
away.
room for like 15 years.
I can't do that either.
Well, the timbre wolf you should
I'm
throw away.
saying.
That's true. But
Yeah, that's the only thing you should throw away. Other than that,
I made a profit on my Timberwolf when I sold mine, so I'm quite happy about that.
did you get it for
You
nothing?
made a profit. Did you make a profit 5 on your Timberwolf?
I bought it for $300 and I sold it for $700, Chris.
Wow,
Jesus.
that is good.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I almost picked one up for $200. Guitar Center was blowing them out for a while, and I almost got one just for fun because they are well built and the sequencer is pretty good on it. But
They
the
were
rest of
built.
it's kind of ass.
They were built so well. They really well.
Yeah.
They just didn't sound very good.
No.
Nah. Sorry, I got to the point where it became like it was sitting there and everyone was always talking about it. It was sitting behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like I didn't like it. I just didn't like it, you know.
So it wasn't a badge of honor. You had to get rid of it. So
Well, you know, I started becoming like one of the Timberwolf people, and like I didn't want to be that person because I didn't like
well,
it.
here's the thing. Unfortunately, if Dom were still alive, he was working with Kent on modding that thing, and it would have been pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah.
If they finished their project, that would have been amazing. I would have bought one for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
Anaglyphed it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying meh about the project, and Dom's an awesome guy, rest in peace. But
Exactly.
meh about what it could do to the Timberwolf. Meh.
Well, it still would have been shit in its own way, but it would have been a controllable shit, right? So you could have done a lot of stuff with it.
It may become like a 303 in the future.
Could be.
Guess so.
It sounds
Got that howl,
really.
got the
It
howl
sounds really
circuitry in
good
there.
in unison. That's about its only trick. It sounds really good in unison, but so does my Model D from Behringer, and it's cheaper.
Because the Rhythm Wolf where it came from, it's not a great drum machine anyway. So if they could at least maybe make the synth part sound okay with some tweaks, the Rhythm Wolf is awful. The Tomcat was much better.
Wagoo's like selling all his ideas about why he likes the Timberwolf. You know,
There are some good YouTube videos where guys have
Careful,
eked
Wagoo.
some quality out of it.
Akai is
it's
going to give
rare.
you a job soon, mate. You can be the new Dan.
Oh boy.
I'll just one downer, and I think it's on a few things. I wish manufacturers would do this. Think about the 1010 Bento is when it's charging and it's not on, you have no clue of how much it's charged. Literally, just don't know.
Okay.
So
Blind charging
and it's not
can be annoying.
yeah.
Mm.
That is the one thing. There's a few manufacturers that have done it on before
Yeah.
blind charging, and it's like, just
Let's-
why?
At least the Rollins
Little-
have the little light. The little light
Yeah.
that shows a charge.
So at least
So that's good.
So
I
you
used
know.
that today. So you know, yeah.
I actually call blind charging when I have to pay my kids' school fees. It's like the credit card.
Exactly. Yes, it's a lot of expenditure could be called blind charging. Indeed, yes.
You just open up your veins and let it come out. Yeah, that's just the way it goes.
Please have my blood.
How many synths could I buy with that? No.
You,
Oh,
you
it's too
already
late now.
have my soul.
The first is when you get married. The second is when you have kids. You lose like a lot of stuff. So
Have you ever done any of those, Andy?
I have way too many friends and relatives who have, and made me avoid it like the plague. Although I
Fair
love my
enough.
niece and nephew. They're great. They're great kids. So
Well, I got married once, and I'm still married to that same person.
hey, for my parents, if my mom hadn't died of cancer, they would have been together forever. They were incredibly happy. So it really works for some people, you know.
I mean, look, you know, you have ups and downs, just like you do in friendships with people, you know.
No, but some people are just like, you know, oil and water at each other's throats. It's just, it gets nasty. And with like, especially in California with the laws, 50% law or something like that, you basically, if it doesn't work out, there's no such thing as a no-fault divorce. You basically, you know, give up half your stuff to your significant other as you part. And people
Just
go
don't
broke.
live in California. Easy fixed.
Well,
Yeah.
other states do it too, but it's
Yeah.
the no-fault divorce is a good idea. They just don't really have it. It's not a common thing.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the, you know, statistics of marriages today, it's woeful. I mean, you know,
Yeah, worse than it ever been, I think.
and I think there's two reasons for it. Number one is it was originally a religious thing, the consummation of marriage, and then they've turned it into a state thing where it becomes a legal state statutory thing. So they've kind of crossed, and then they've murked the waters with all the different genderized problems that they've got now in society. So it's not the thing that it used to be, basically. So that's the reason.
Well, the main thing is being there as a unit for the kids, right? That's how I always saw it. If you don't have kids, I never saw the point of getting married, basically. So,
well, that's the thing. But we got married years before we had our first kid. So,
but you were planning to have kids, right?
I guess so.
Yeah,
it probably didn't come up in conversation per se, but yeah, we probably did. But we got married, 2 years. So we were together for 3 years before we got married as well. So we got married 2 years before we had our first kid. And like I said, we were together for... So like when we had our first kid, we'd been together for 5 or 6 years before as a couple. So we lived together. Technically, that would have been de facto in any law.
Yeah, like common law marriage. We have that here too. If you live together without being married, you kind of already are legally. So
yeah. So technically would have been de facto in those first few years because we lived together. And we just then got married. And we got married because both of us liked the idea of it. It wasn't a religious wedding either. It was a garden ceremony that we had a celebrant who married us. So we kept religion away, even though both of us have been through childhood religions, right? Parents forced religion on us when we were a child. We didn't have a religious wedding. We just had a celebrant-based wedding. And it was good because it meant that the people, this was like 2001, so this is a long time ago. The people that came to it, there were people from all sorts of religions and beliefs that came to our wedding, and they all loved it. They all thought it was fantastic because it wasn't about, some priest preaching his God-bothering sermon, right? It was about our marriage. It was about our relationship.
Yeah. About you two,
yeah.
A union, yeah.
And I think that, to me, if I was to sort of ever give anyone advice in the future, that's what it should be about, always. It shouldn't be about any of the other stuff. It should just be about the two people that want to formalize it. And if you want to, stack a religion on the side of it, then that's your choice and your belief. That's fine. But still, even if you do that, it shouldn't be about that. It should be more about the actual union between the two people.
Yeah, my brother had a nice ceremony with his wife on the coast of Monterey, actually Carmel. Beautiful view, non-denominational ceremony outside. It was awesome. It was very memorable instead of just some random building or something. So
yeah. Well, Echo Force, I still love you. We got a little bit of work to do though. Yeah.
We need to get to know each other again,
Yeah.
You need to renew your vows,
modular, right? Didn't you use it as a brain for the modular for quite a while?
Bit of that, yeah. It was sitting over there for a bit, like in that next to that rack.
It's like back when you had your show, all your stuff was on the other side of the room, up in the other part of the house, right? You had all your stuff was over there, or reversed, but yeah.
That side.
Yeah, that side. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting what happens in this house. That particular room looks like it's going to be given to my older son, so he can, because he's 22, right? He's like a grown man. So
he's a grown ass man.
He's a grown ass man, and he this day and age, I feel like we're probably going to hold onto our kids a bit longer because they really can't get a leg up in the world as easily as we could.
Stuff out there, yeah.
So I feel like, we as a family, it's kind of like what the Europeans used to do in the old days. They used to stick together. They used to grow their families together and then pool the money together. And that's how they, the family unit itself was the wealth, and everyone contributed to it. So we're not quite doing that, but what we're doing is we're letting, he's finished his degree, his uni, he's working full time, so I don't want him to leave unless he's ready to and he's got the money saved up.
Yeah.
And he can stand on his own 2 feet. I feel like he's probably close, but mentally I don't think he's ready.
It's a big change. Big scary world out there.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys think about what we have to fork out every week, every month, whatever, for bills, right, just to survive. Someone who's been living under your wing, that's a big slap in the face to sort of all of a sudden have to, come to grips with. If there's a way
that's why my first place was $400 a month, splitting with somebody because I couldn't afford anything else.
That's what I was saying. If there's a way you can do it where you can share that pain or ease that pain, that's the way to do it. But he doesn't really want to do that. He doesn't like the idea of sharing with not strangers but friends. He wants to.
I don't blame him because you end up fighting. You living with relatives and friends end up getting tension anyway. So
he wants to do it on his own, which I think is really a good way to do it. And he's been been really good. He's been saving, so he's got a lot of money aside, saved up. The problem is that what we had to save up for me, I bought my first house. I bought my first house in the early 90s. What I had to pay for is about a tenth of what he's going to have to pay for.
Yeah, the deposit alone.
But he's not. Also, he already had the roommate experience at college, right? So he doesn't need that. He's already done it.
When he went to college, he commuted from here, so he didn't have roommates.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay, so he didn't have that.
Yeah.
Oh, you should try it.
Yeah.
Just
wasn't bored.
try it for like a year or two.
I don't think
character
he wants
building.
To. Yeah, I definitely is, but I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to just go out on his own. That's the sort of person he is. He wants to sort of be a lone ranger, I guess is what you call it. Yes. Anyway, we will finish the show.
Okay. Well, we gave it our shot, didn't we?
Next week, I've got to remind you guys, I will not be having a show because I won't be here. I'll be in South Australia because my mum's turning 80. So.
Oh, nice.
But I do have an option if anyone's interested in doing it. I can set up StreamYard, not Streamlabs, StreamYard, and put the stingers on there, and you guys can run the show from StreamYard, and I can give you the keys to the Lamborghini.
Like the movie Risky Business. Well, watch out. I'll take that Porsche out.
Unfortunately, it's my dad's birthday.
So you're out.
So I wasn't going to be here anyway. I seem to time it that way every time. I promise it's not deliberate.
That's fine.
My dad's birthday has a.
We can just have a week. We can just have a week off. That's fine. But
I could do it. I'd just be working my butt off next weekend again. So.
Well, if anyone wants to do it, let us know. There's a few other people I haven't asked yet, but I could ask. So at this stage, it's potentially no show for next Saturday, but otherwise keep an ear out on socials and we'll let you know. Alrighty.
Cool. Remember when Henrik did the first one, he had a screenshot of your background, so it looked like he was in your studio.
It wasn't the first one he did, but yeah, it was one of the early ones he did.
Oh, it was one of those, yeah.
Awesome. Maybe I might ask Henrik. He might do it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, give them a shot.
All right, guys.
Okay.
See you later. See you, Darren.
take
See you,
care.
Andy.
Good fun.
Yes.
And also see you, Ian,
See
if
ya.
you're watching this on the replay. Thanks, Chris. See ya.
Yeah, see you. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.